Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another live VIP stream. It has been a couple of hours. Oh god, as I do have to apparently fix my stream. Hold on. Un momento, papi, un momento. What if I do this? Ha! Oh, John. I straight out, it went dark. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix this up, and hopefully I can if I do this. And existing, create new. Ha. Well then. I cannot show the game. Well, I guess I'll try to fix that later. Hold on. I might just have to reveal the whole thing. Do like a display capture or something. Which might be a bit awkward. Might be a bit awkward, but what else can we do? Hold on. Let's try again. Yeah, it's not working, so I'll have to I'll figure it out. But regardless, we're here, we're back, and I'm not alone. Not alone, as always. I'm joined by fellow duckling of the channel as well, and we do have a bit of a Final Fantasy stream. We were laddering StarCraft earlier today, and now we're here to progress the story and to delve into the world that is Final Fantasy. We'll get there. But hold on, as always, not alone. Joined by the one, the only. The Koopa. Hello, Koopa. Hold on. Beautiful. Sorry, just my game. For some reason, my game didn't want to reveal or didn't want to show properly, so I'm currently using display capture.
Okay.
Showing the display.
Yeah, sometimes OBS doesn't like games.
Yeah. So hopefully that's okay. Hopefully that works. But otherwise, welcome, Koopa, welcome. Yes, we're here. We're back to progress the story, and not just to progress the story, but also to get into some tales.
Yes, and funnily enough, how fitting with what is going on, the next tale is about Sultana.
Ah, there you go.
Let me set the right mood.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. From the top. So for those that are curious, there are a bunch of little short stories that are tied that actually are lore accurate and actually canon, and that are released on a semi-regular basis based on the expansion. We read the first tale featuring Merwib and her POV from the Calamity, and a little bit of the time after the Calamity as well. But now our next story focuses on the Sultana. And the title is called Tales from the Calamity, the Sultana's 7. The Namo watched from her private terrace as the immortal flames filed out of Ul'dah. The host left the city via the Gate of Thal, an egress symbolizing passage into the afterlife, in hopes of cheating death upon the battlefield. Crowds had gathered for the occasion, their boisterous cheers resounding through the Sultanate. But Nanamo did not hear them. She stood transfixed before the balustrade as Raban put his spurs to his cursor, and there she remained long after the dust had settled in the rear guard's wake. She had steeled herself for this moment, but when it finally came, she found that her courage had deserted her all the same. Suddenly, the reality of her isolation was only too plain, and the mere thought of it made her struggle for breath.
I am alone. May the gods grant me strength.
As the days went by, the weight of responsibility and uncertainty began to tell. Nanamo's nights were sleepless. Not even her favorite dishes would pass her lips, and her round Lafellian cheeks took on a hollow cast. Sure enough, despite the best administrations of her ladies-in-waiting, her health began to fail. She became a ghost of herself, and her duties went unattended. Whenever a difficulty presented itself, she would inevitably think,
if only Rauban were here.
Cursing her own weakness. Even as the thought took shape, she knew very well that as Flame General, Rauban's place was with the host at the Cartanov Flats. It was his duty to lead his men into battle against the 7th Imperial Legion.
I shall soon be 6 and 10 summers old. I cannot rely upon others forever. Sooner or later, I must stand on my own 2 feet. Only hope I have the strength.
6 years old? What?
No, 6 and 10 summers.
Okay.
She was 16.
Okay.
I also took a double take, but no,
like,
she said 6 and 10.
I was like, what?
She can't count.
16. So 16 years old, 5 years after the fact, so 21 at Realm Reborn, as Solko said previously. So we got her age here. So 21 at Realm Reborn. So now she should be like 22, maybe 23. Another meal came and went untouched. Taking her leave of the dining hall, Nanamo glanced apologetically at the silent shadow that was Pippin Taropin. The son of Ravan, an officer of the Immortal Flames. The earnest young soldier remained at her side at his father's behest, entrusted with her care in the Flame General's absence. Pippin would never admit it, dutiful as he was, but Nanamo knew that he would sooner be fighting besides his comrades at Katanu. She could not help but feel responsible for denying him his wish. And for what? Though Pippin was his father's son, it was plain to both of them that it was the father that she needed. And, as the days dragged on, each fading into the next, until the hour of reckoning came at last. Word from Mordona, Your Grace. The battle is joined. Nanamo was in the fragrant chambers, holding private audience with Thancred of the Circle of Knowing, when Pippin burst in with the tidings. A week.
I see.
Was all she could manage in response. While Pippin strove to hide his disappointment at this tepid utterance, Thancred was quick to make his feelings known. Begging your pardon, Your Grace, but I had hoped for something a little more rousing. Since agreeing to serve as an advisor to the Sultanate, the self-proclaimed bard had made himself at home at court, becoming ever more irreverent in the process.
Wait, Thancred was a bard?
Self-proclaimed bard. Self-proclaimed.
Oh, self-proclaimed. Okay, I see.
Yes. When last I looked, your people had need of you.
What could a powerless puppet like me possibly do?
Then I must slap back, immediately regretting her petulance. The bard was not discouraged, however, and responded with uncharacteristic force. You are not powerless, Your Grace. You can pray for Edozia's salvation.
Prayer?
She thought.
Has it really come to that?
But of course it had. Even as they spoke, Dalamor drew closer. According to Archon Louisois, only the power of the 12 could the lesser moon be returned to the heavens, and the coming of the 7th Umbral Era forestalled. And only by the prayers of the faithful could that power be summoned forth. It was to allow the summoning ritual to proceed unhindered that the soldiers of the Edozian Alliance, Raban among them, now fought at Katanu. Thancred went on, his voice taking on a gentler tone. If you pray, so too will the people, and the combined strength of their faith shall bear their plea for Edosia's salvation into the heavens. A moment passed in silence.
If praying is all that I can do, then I will do it with all my heart.
Composing herself once more, she nodded, rose from her seat, and turned her steps towards Arzanath Ossuary. Upon arriving at the temple, Pippin helped Nanamo to her knees and stood guard as she prayed. On the far side of the city, at Milvaneth Sacrarium, Thancred was doing the very same. She knew.
O gods of my forefathers, deliver us from destruction. O gods of my forefathers, bring Rauban safely back to me.
A few hours into her vigil, chaos erupted. The ossuary shook violently, as if struck by a giant's fist, prompting Pippin to draw close as a masonry fell about them. Terrified screams filled her ears, but Nanamo did not give in to the panic. In defiance of the turmoil around her, she prayed with all her being. Her determination was soon rewarded. The stone plinth, bearing the mark of the Dusk Trader, began to glow. Moments later, a pillar of light burst forth from its surface, enveloping the image of Thal that stood upon it, illuminating every corner of the hall. In that instance, Nanamo felt the presence of the divine. Even as she basked in the sensation, a familiar voice echoed in her mind. "Let Erosia be born anew," it said.
Louis soir,
she thought, and knew no more. Nanamo awakened to find herself lying prone on the ossuary's smooth stone floor. Footfalls rang out all about her. From the corner of her eye, she saw Pippin rise to one knee, seemingly struggling to shake off the selfsame torpor which gripped her. For a time she remained still, content to gaze up at the stone plinth. Its divine light had faded, she noted dimly. A shrill yell brought her back to her reverie. Rioters at Sapphire Avenue. They're headed this way. Consternation swept over Pippin's face. "Your Grace, we cannot linger. Let us return to the palace at once."
I will not hide while my people suffer.
The answer rose to her lips, unbidden, with a swiftness that surprised even her. Rising to her feet, she surveyed her surroundings. Robed figures were scrambling hither and thither, bearing precious tomes and artifacts away, presumably to safety. At the heart of the bustle, a small yet commanding figure was barking out orders. Nanamo recognized him as Mumuepo, High Priest of the Order of Nald Thal, and Master of the Thaumaturge's Guild. "The rioters cannot be allowed to defile the ossuary," the man fairly screamed. "Incinerate any foolish enough to come near." These words set Nanamo's blood to boiling.
And you call yourself a man of the cloth?
Checking her fury, she addressed all present.
Our citizens are in the grip of fear. They but want for a voice of reason to restore them to their senses. Who among you will aid me?
Pippin stepped forward, as Nanamo knew he would. "Though I am but a poor substitute for my father, I live only to serve you, my Sultana. Pray command me as you see fit." Next came Papashan of the Sultansworn, followed by 5 thaumaturges of the guild, Lafalzol and brothers beside. No more answered the Sultana's call, however.
Only 7.
She lamented, and took stock of her volunteers.
But they will suffice. They must.
With gritted teeth, Nanamo stepped out into the stricken streets of Ul'dah. Of their own accord, her hastily assembled escort formed a protective ring about her, and together they trudged through the smoke and rubble. No matter where she looked, her eyes were met with the scenes of carnage. A girl cried over the charred body of her mother. A man lay moaning, his legs crushed beneath taunts of stone. Their plight wrenched her heart, but she could not stop for them. She had to quell the unrest, else there could be no lasting relief.
I will return for you all. This I promise.
As Nanamo's band reached Emerald Avenue, the mob of rioters came into view. Shops and homes had ransacked in its wake, the occupants fleeing for their lives. Undaunted, Nanamo forged onward to within earshot of the advancing rabble, where she stopped, took a deep breath, and set about her task.
Papashan, I must have their attention.
Nodding, the elderly paladin produced a blinding flash that staggered some of the riders. Many, however, continued their rampage, oblivious.
Thaumaturges, light up the sky!
In unison, the 5 Lalafian brothers let loose a warning barrage of spells overhead. Most impressed amongst these was the conflagration unleashed by the brother with the bandaged face. Those riders who failed to take notice before did so now. Satisfied, Nanamo turned to Pippin.
Lend me your elbow. She literally stepped on him just like you wanted.
No, the best line here would have been, "Lend me your elbow." that would have been cinema.
And then she realizes that he's not his father.
No, he would do it anyway. He would do it anyway, and she would stand up on his elbow. He's that buff. He's that strong.
True.
That would be amazing.
He must be buff.
With a booming voice that belied her size, Nanamo addressed the rabble.
Heed me, my beloved citizens.
She began.
The realm lies upon the brink of the 7th Umbral era. Yet so long as we live, we must not forget our compassion. Now is not the time to take from your neighbor, but to proffer him the hand of succor. The brave men and women of the immortal flames risk their lives that we might go on with ours. Would you have them return to Ul'dah that has torn itself apart?
Looks of shame manifested upon begrimed faces.
I ask that you be strong, That you be strong. Give in not to fear and despair. If we join hands in common cause, there is no hardship that we cannot overcome. Together, let us tend the wounds of our nation, of our shared home.
Hearing these heartfelt words from the Sultana, the madness began to melt from the rioters, eyes to be replaced by the gleam of reason. Soon after, a semblance of order returned to the city, and organized relief efforts commenced in earnest. Some days later, the remnants of the Immortal Flames trudged back to Ul'dah, entering the city by way of the Gate of Nald. Wounded and weary though the soldiers were, they yet had homes to which they might return. In the midst of rebuilding, Nanamo issued a decree stripping Momoepo of all official titles and accompanying privileges. Though such an act would ordinarily have been beyond her authority, it was made possible owing to clever maneuvering on Pippin's part. Evidence of rampant corruption was found, with the high priest in its midst, and his order had no choice but to abide by the Sultana's will. In place of the incarcerated Momoepo, the 5 Lalafian brothers were made joint masters of the Thaumaturges Guild. In the months and years that followed, Nanamo often revisited the events of that fateful day.
I am not powerless.
She would remind herself.
There are things that even a puppet might achieve.
If she could do her duty as Sultana in the midst of the calamity, she could surely carry out the task to come. And that is the Sultana 7. Ha.
Yeah. We finally know who they are.
Yeah.
Like how that thing became a thing.
It's a very cute title and a very, very... it was good. It was a good story. It's good. It's nice.
But yeah, we know that there's like a painting called the Sultana 7, but we... Like, I feel like that's something that's been mentioned, but we never like got a clear explanation what that meant.
Yeah. I mean, I like the story overall, how it was told. There were some things here that one, I wish this was a cutscene. This scene looks really fun. Like it's very cinematic and very epic.
Yeah, cinematic. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, it was portrayed in a...
Especially her walking through the riot.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it would be one of these scenes, like you remember the captain of the ship in the Pirates of the Caribbean. It would be that kind of scene where like chaos is just happening around her. She just keeps walking. Yeah.
For sure. This does raise a couple of things. One, I like that Pippin was there with her, for sure. It is interesting to hear that he was the one that conducted the investigation surrounding Momoepo. This is something, I think we spoke about this last time, about the possibility of Pippin like playing a bigger role in what's happening right now in the main story. But the thing is that, and you spoke about how like we don't really we haven't really spent that much time with Pippin, so we don't know how well versed he is in things outside of fighting. But this does kind of portray him in a different light. It's like 1 or 2 lines, and it doesn't go into detail. But the idea that he led an investigation and was able to arrest and find corruption. I mean, you can probably find corruption everywhere, but but find corruption.
Yeah, I
with
know
the leader,
that. I mean,
yeah, with the leader of the Thermotraders Guild, like that speaks a little bit more to Pippin. That makes him a little bit smarter.
yeah, that like he's not all, you know, he's not just a muscle. Like he
Yeah.
has like both, like, you know, the smarts to get there, but also like the influence to actually get things done.
Yeah, so it's a nice line that was added that gives a little bit more to Pippin's character. So that was really nice. Something that I didn't like, and we were already speaking about it here during the current story of Stormblood, is that how many times do you have to be self-referential and like admit that you're a puppet and do nothing about it, but always say you're going to do something about it? Like, this is something that was already done in Heavensward after she was killed. It's being done again here, and we find out that it's something that she was even saying pre-Realm Reborn, and that's like, that takes away from the character.
Like nothing has changed.
Yeah, exactly. So when we're in current Stormblood, and when we're hearing from Nanamo how she wants to, you know, change, and she wants to step up, and she wants to be able to, you know, lead and do things, and she wants to stop being a puppet again. It's like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, right? Where we've heard this before already in game multiple times, and now we're finding out that she said the same thing pre-Realm Reborn, so 5 years before Realm Reborn.
Kind of like she said slightly different thing, because here she doesn't I would reject being a puppet. She's just saying that she can still do things despite being a puppet.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like this is her like rejecting like the idea that she's helpless. How many times have we heard this? Right? Like that's what I'm saying, is that she was doing this before Realm Reborn. She was doing this. She was saying this 5 years before Realm Reborn, technically, but she's still in the same place, and it's like, really, like it gives me no confidence moving forward, but it also feels like a waste for the character, right? Like it's always said about Liz, is like you want the character to progress, you want the character to move forward. By now, it should have happened. Right, like by now things, especially post Heavensward, right? Like especially post everything that happened with Lord Orito and everything that happened with her attempted assassination, or her assassination and everything. Right?
I mean,
like,
I would say that either it should have happened, or we should have seen that she tried to do it, but like she wasn't able to, not for the lack of attempt.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Either she does it, or give us good reason why she hasn't, right? Like one or the other. And I feel like we haven't gotten that. So. That's just one more thing. This just paints her in a slightly worse light, because it was a really cool scene. This was great. This happened 5 years before Realm Reborn, and it's like, what has she done, right? Like, how has she progressed as a character after stepping up here and being like, you know what? I'm gonna do things, right? Like, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna fight for my people. I'm gonna play a bigger role, even if I'm a quote unquote puppet. I'm not powerless, right? That was the line here. I'm not powerless. It's like, okay, what have you done with your power in those 5 years? And then Realm Reborn, and then Heavensward, and now Stormblood, right? Like what have you done? Like that's just frustrating about this character, because it feels like the writers just want to keep her like this. It's like Liz. Like they want to keep Liz like ditzy, and like they want to keep her like whimsical and like, you know, never really thinking things through. And for here, it's like they want to keep Nanamo useless. It's like it feels like a disservice to the character. Whereas I feel like she should have progressed by now, right? Like there should be more here.
Yeah. Again, I would argue that they could like not progress her, but again, not because she hasn't tried, but because she tried and like it backfired.
Yeah, give a good reason. Right, just give a good reason for it. Yeah.
You could argue that it did backfire. They tried to kill her, but
They did kill her. But
they did kill her.
No, but that's also the thing. Remember, why did they kill her? They killed her because she wanted to create a republic, right? Like she wanted to change the government. They killed her. They failed to kill her. And then what? Shouldn't she be trying to continue doing what she was doing before and actually push for like a republic? But that didn't happen. They just forgot. The writers just forgot, I should say. I think they just forgot. Unironically, I think that just happened. I don't think they played Heaven's Ward, so I don't know if they just don't know. Do you want me to tell them? Do you want me to like write an email and tell the writers?
Yeah, call them.
I'll give them a call. I'll be like, hey, did you know what happened in your own game, in Heaven's Ward? Remember that? Remember how Nanamu, she actually tried to create a republic? They killed her for it. Sorry, this happened in Realm Reborn.
Wasn't she poisoned in
Sorry.
Realm Reborn?
Sorry, she was poisoned. She was killed in Realm Reborn. Do you remember that? I know it was different writers, not you, obviously. Obviously, you didn't write this. If you did, like, that'd be even more shameful, actually. How could you not know what you wrote? But you remember she died because she wanted to change the government and the structure in Oldar. But she didn't die. So then because she didn't die, you'd think that she'd keep doing that? Is that not... No?
I think somebody convinced her not to. I don't remember.
I think the writer just hung up on me. They wanted to hear none of it. Okay.
Oh, was there just signal?
Yeah. It's understandable. It's bad reception. They ran out of money. They ran out of credits.
Just got into a tunnel.
Yeah. I'll call them later. God damn it. Anyway, so that was a well-told story. I liked it. Just I don't know if it fit too well into Nanamo's current story, but I like it.
Yeah, like with the context, it has some issues, but yeah, it was a nice story.
Yeah, it's good. Good. You know what? Whoever wrote that, they should hire them. They should hire them to write some of the MSQ. And ironically, they should. I see what you did there, Iceland. Guess it was supposed to be a cutscene, but ended up as a cutscene.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Well, hello, Seagirl. Have fun. Thank you, Seagirl. Thank you so much for subscribing. 18 months. We appreciate it. Fairly screamed. What is that even? I thought the same thing. There was a line there where she fairly screamed.
Maybe because I mean, depends. Is it fairly as in like fair maiden,
yes,
or is it fairly as in like it was justified for her to scream?
I think it was fairly like a fair maiden scream. I think that's what that meant. Which I've never heard that phrase used in such a way, but yes, she fairly screamed.
I'm glad I completely skipped that part because I don't know how to scream anyway. It's fine.
Yes. But with that, we have a little bit of context with the Calamity, a little bit more context with Sultana. Gopa, where are we in the story? What happened? What happened last episode?
What happened last episode? Last episode, we went to the Sultana. And we sold our soul to Lorito. And we don't have it anymore. That's what happened. No, but honestly, they were like, oh, we should like help Alamigo to like develop. And then Sultana was like trying to look for advice without involving Rawan because she wants to be independent now. And she went to Godbear, and Godbear is like, no, you need profit. And she's like, okay, profit. Who do we go to? And apparently our character said Lolorito, and that's where we are at basically. Lolorito decided to just suck the land dry, and we are encouraging him. Yeah,
it was a really odd decision that was made. As you said, so the Sultana, because Raban is so close to what's happening in Alamigo, she wants Raban to go there, and she wants to prove that
even though he doesn't.
Yeah, and she wants to prove that she doesn't need him. So she wants to do things on her own, and she wanted to try to fix and try to help the refugee issue, which has been for many years. There's been a refugee issue for the last like 25 years in Oldar. So it was 20 years ago that that's
That Alamigo fell.
that Alamigo fell. So for the past 20 years, 20 plus years, like there's been this big refugee issue in Ul'dah. There's been a big like disparity when it comes to wealth, and because of all the refugees, there's like a lot of like there's a lot of poverty, I should say. There's a lot of poverty and then just a lot of turmoil, a lot of issues. So she's like, we need to help them, right? So we just freed Alamigo, and we should help the refugees in some way. And then so she went to Godbert to find the best way to help the refugees. And then he said, don't help the refugees. he's like,
pretty much.
He's like, if you want to help them, make sure you make some money out of it, and don't, specifically he was like, don't have your tax like payer base like pay for it without anything in return.
To be fair, the way like his thought process was that you can't just give them money as like charity, because then they will never learn to work for the money. And instead he said that you need to do it in a way like that like is beneficial to both sides. It's more like business agreement than like, you know, just charity, which actually aligns with what he's doing, because the whole reason the gold saucer is a thing is so people work there. Like the reason why we went to Godbert in the first place is because he employs refugees to work at the saucer.
Yes and no, because you're leaving out the fact that he did say you can't just tax the rich people in Ul'dah and have them pay for it, because otherwise it's going to be turmoil within your citizens. He said the high earners. Yeah, he specifically spoke about the rich in Ul'dah. So he said you shouldn't just do that, because then the people of Ul'dah will be upset, because they're going to be helping refugees without getting anything in return, which is a really weird line and a really weird thing for him to say, and that doesn't really align or make sense with how he's been portrayed as a more like empathetic person. So it was a really
generous.
Yeah, and a really generous person. So it was really weird for him to say that, especially because what's important is that helping the refugees is helping the citizens of Ul'dah, because we already went through this. The majority of the impoverished in Ul'dah are refugees, right? The refugees have created this issue in Ul'dah, and they've caused a lot of turmoil there. And technically, I believe there are like the Monetaris are benefiting from that, because they're getting like cheap labor, and they're like exploiting the refugees already. So I know that they have like incentives to keep them there. So there's like that's going on. But to push back against what Godbert was saying is that helping the refugees does help Ul'dah, right? Getting this refugee issue to be solved. Not just that, but also helping them when it comes to the Alamigan infrastructure, to allow them to start trading and to open trade routes. That in and of itself helps Ul'dah. So the idea of having to like try to get some kind of other benefits from the Alamigan people doesn't make any sense at all. So it's really weird for him to push for that. You could make an argument that he didn't know that we had a bulk sum of money that we were going to be spending, and it had nothing to do with like taxing the people of Ul'dah. But even if he didn't know that, there's no reason, no excuse for him to say what he said. Like it doesn't, like even with that out of the equation, the people of Ul'dah still benefit from helping the refugee issue, because you want to get rid of them. So then there's suddenly not as much like poverty and so much like resources currently already being spent on the refugees, right? Because then suddenly that's not an issue anymore. So there are, I would say that in of itself is worth it already. So for him to even bring it up, it's really weird that they're pushing that kind of narrative, and it kind of forced the story into a really weird place, where we apparently went to Lolorito for help, and we went to him for advice, and then he wanted to and then he proposed the idea of of helping some of their infrastructure and conducting trade, which again, that should be good enough, but he also wants to tax the Alamigan people 30%. He wants to tax them and earn money off of them, plus trading, plus getting rid of the refugees, and plus all they just want everything out of it.
The tax was actually Sultana's idea.
Yeah, and I would say that really what you're doing, or what we're doing, and what the Sultana is doing, is just taking advantage of these people, because they can't say no. Right now, Ul'dah has all the power, and the Alamigan refugees, they don't have the luxury of rejecting that support and rejecting that help, regardless of what the terms are. So I would say this is like exploitation. Like what is happening here is like straight up like just exploiting like the refugees of Ala Mhigo, forcing them into like a deal that isn't really beneficial to them, but they are in a position to say no anyway, and you're just making Ul'dah more money for no reason. Like it's actually just awful. Like it actually, like going through it yesterday, like I actually just felt bad. Like it's just a bad thing to do. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. So for some reason they wanted they just pushed for that sort of like angle. And I know that you said that, like, because I would say that Sultana's just a bad person, and you wanted to push the idea that she's just naive and she just doesn't know what she's doing. But I don't think that's the case. Like I don't think, for her to not want to help them and for her to want to take money from them, like I think that's just, yeah, I think she's just a bad person. Like it's crazy. So yeah, I don't know what's happening with like the Sultana and all that. It's like pretty disgusting. But that's what's happening in the story. So, so there you go.
And I mean, you know, I agree, but also, why did we get Lorito involved? That truly blows my mind.
There's no reason for it. And the reason why we said that like the writing feels like miscommunication is because Alphinaud, he proposed the idea of Ala Mhigo paying for some of the infrastructure to make sure that Lorito doesn't have too much power in Ala Mhigo, but Lorito isn't paying for it.
Yeah, like we already know that it's going from Sultana's money, which she did get partially from Lolorito's like fines, but like he doesn't own that money anymore.
Yeah, it's not his. It's not his money. It's not his. It's like he, in the story with what we've agreed upon, like he shouldn't be getting anything out of it except for he's now has a new trading partner, right? Like he has technically he is benefiting. And he's making money from it, which is why it doesn't make sense for us to tax Ala Mhigo even more. But he himself has nothing to do with the transaction that's happening between Ul'dah and Ala Mhigo, which is why, like, Alphinaud saying that tells me that that's probably what they originally planned for the story. So they originally wrote that, and then they changed the story later, writing-wise, and they just didn't correct. They just didn't correct it for other parts of the story.
Because the Sultana specifically says that she will be using the money that she got from him and Adaliji.
That she confiscated, that she took from them.
Yeah, that was confiscated. I was looking for the word that she confiscated. So like, that's already not their money. It's not like they are putting the capital forward or something. Yeah.
So there's just a bunch of like weird lines that tell us that the story was originally going to be one way. And to me, it tells me that originally Lorito was going to front the money. And that's why we went to him in the first place, to actually get the funds to help Ala Mhigo. In my mind, that makes sense. But they just changed their mind later. And they decided that they already had the money. And that they were just going for Lolito for advice, which doesn't make any sense. But like they probably already like filmed the cutscene, so they wanted to use it.
Yeah, but again, it will never stop blowing my mind why we would get Lorito involved out of all the people. Like there are so many other merchants we could get involved, and we went for the one guy that's like enemy number one of the state.
Yeah. So in my mind, like it's
like he's literally exiled.
Yeah, in my mind, it's just because he has a bunch of money, and the original plan was that we were going to go to him for money. But obviously,
which, by the way, he shouldn't have, considering that he's exiled and all. Like, where is that money?
Yeah. It's just inconsistent writing. But anyway, with that, we're going to continue the story, and we're going back to Ul'dah. That's what. So we just reported to the people in Ala Mhigo and what's going on. Now we're reporting back to the Sultana. I think she called us back. She telegrammed us or something.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, no, the writing and the decisions when it comes to the story here, just in my mind, just makes the Sultana look really stupid or just a bad person. Which is a shame, because they don't need to do that. They're just deciding to. If you're a bard, while we do this, we'll queue up. will queue up while we're doing this. We might think of the queuing.
But yeah. Okay, again, like I always say though, like, while the story itself not being good bothers me. Again, what bothers me the most is doing something against our character, like something that our character wouldn't do. Because I feel like that bothers me the most, because, you know, what is happening in the world, like, as you said, like, oh, maybe Sultana is a bad person. And that's possible, and, like, you know, that sucks, but, like, it's, like, part of the world that's happening, right? But if I personally feel like my character is doing something they shouldn't be doing, that, like, kind of breaks my immersion in a way, you know?
Yeah, because upon what you're saying, like, we would never go to Lorito for money. Like, that just wouldn't happen. We would do everything we could to come up with a different solution, right? Like, to approach this person.
Because, again, this is not that, like, oh, Lorito is like a scammer or something. This is a person who literally endangers the life of us and everybody we care about. So, like, this is like the last person we would contact about anything.
Yeah. There needs to be a bit of reason for that to happen, I would say.
Yeah, you have to be, like, really desperate to actually contact this guy.
Yeah. Like, like how I would write this to make it make sense is the Sultana wants to help. She needs to help, right, Al Amigo, because obviously because the fact that maybe even the majority of her populace come right now, or a good majority of them, or a good portion of them, come from Al Amigo, right? Like they're one and the same because of all the refugees for the past 25 years or 20 years plus. She does something about it, and she doesn't have the capital for it. Make it that, like, she had already spent the money that she had previously, and make it so that she goes to some of the other monitors. She goes to other members of the syndicate. She even goes to Godbert. No. Have it that like Lorito's, like, done things to make it that they can't help her. Like, maybe he's, like, you know, made his own deals, or actually taken some of their money, taken some of their, like, avenues of profits, like, bought them out in other ways, outcompeted them in other ways, and then you find out that, like, they're actually screwed. He's actually gotten his money back because of that, like, from them. And he's, like, the only person that could really help them, or help us, right? Like, some way, like, you can write it in such a way that he's like.
But even then, you wouldn't go to them. Like, even then, we wouldn't go to him. Like, you would find a way to, like, throw him off that position. Yeah,
you would. But, like, that would be the reason why we'd approach him. But I agree, like, that, like, they'd have to be, like, other.
Like, there really has to be, like, you know, emergency #1 kind of reason for us to go to somebody who literally was our potential killer.
Yeah.
You know? Like, there's a certain line that once we cross it, like, there's basically no coming back from it, and he was there.
Okay, Alfie. Ideally, one would want Al Amigo's stake to match Ulda's guild for guild, in combination with a cast iron contract that should serve to render Lorito for making off with all the profits. See, this line doesn't make any sense. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it feels like this was all written with the initial story goal that Lorito was putting the money forward, but then that was changed, and they forgot to change this. Like, they just forgot that they'd written all this other text, like, beforehand, and they didn't update it. Because otherwise, this line makes no sense, right? Like.
Yeah, they also keep pointing out that Al Amigo is rich now, which is also funny, because they found the treasure.
Yeah. This guy. Let's go and see Granddad. He's going to want to hear this. What?
What?
What manner of mischief brings you youngins to old Wat this time, eh? They want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad. Light, tell him about the deal.
Yeah, so we got the most awful person in the universe to help you. Are you happy?
Oh, bugger me. Never had the coin or the hands to put the place back to how it was. It sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat everyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to kill the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Granddad. We'll take care of all of that. Commander Hext has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. Yeah, I'd appreciate that, Whisker, my lad. Truly I do. Truly I would. So does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, aye, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Light? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? Stick them with the pointy end.
Yes.
Let's not waste any time then. I'll see you by the lock.
Are we sent on like a slaying beasts kind of mission?
Whilst you're busy
So
attending,
Alfie's so in between everyone.
whilst you're busy attending to local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting.
Okay.
Right then. Lights, I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at those pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on.
Oh, we're getting another one of those. For yabbies. Okay. Let's inspect some yabbies. Is that the yabby? Observe. No. Oh, discover a weak spot. Does it have a weak spot? It's not the eye. Oh, is it the eye? Almost.
It's a jaw.
Yes, this is true.
Apparently?
The abyss
Question
entire
mark?
body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable.
Looks like you found a yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Break the rock.
Just hit it as hard as you can.
The first one.
Yeah, for the underside, I guess. I don't know why we knew that, but sure.
Vulnerable under the head, are they? Alright then. Wish me luck. He just gets eaten.
Oh, he's gonna get killed.
Oh.
Ah, we don't get to see it. Ooh.
They could have animated like an uppercut. Would have been nice.
Yeah. Okay, good job, guy.
Thanks, Light. I did just as you told me, and the Wavekin went down like a sack of papotas. Let's find something else. Okay, let's go find the guys with the hands and heads.
Yes, these guys.
It's like, what's their weak point? Their legs.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
Oh, there's a blue one. It's a blue yab.
I think I can handle the yabbies now. So, we should try something different. What else is out there? With the heads. Hey, there we go.
Ah, there they are. Let's zoom on them real good. No? Wait, I cannot target them.
It's alright.
Ah.
Apparently. I would have said it's their legs. That's why they keep them buried.
Yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to hit the eye, by the way. You kinda covered.
The Phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Ugh, so bad. How do I defeat one of those? Just hit it really hard. As hard as you can.
Yes. That's a good response. Iceland, he's a challenge for you. He said "faux bad." Make a pun with it. Good luck. Destroy the core within
That's too
its
easy.
brow.
It's too easy for Iceland. It's too easy.
Yeah, but I can't come up with anything good, so...
Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab it right between the eyes then.
No, the eyes, not in between the eyes. He's dead. Look at it.
Oh no, he squished it.
Flattened.
He sat on it.
He did.
Turned it into a pancake. It's not so easy fighting with the liberator of Alamigo watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks in advance, Light. I'll be prepared for my patrols now. Anyway, we should head back to the Saltery before Grandad starts to worry. I've been snipped into pieces and fed into Yabby's hatchlings.
Okay, glad we helped. Where's the blue one called?
It's Kiwa.
Kiwa.
Yes, not to be confused with the
I would
Kiwi.
ride it.
Ah.
Yeah, I would ride it. Looks like a good mount.
For the merchants of Ul'dah, a well-constructed contract is both sword and shield, and Wat must understand that this if we were to meet them on an even field. Speaking of battles, does Whiskar seem equal to the task of thinning Locke's monster population? He certainly seemed eager enough. What? Sorry, again. I see you returned in one piece. Dealt with those BCs then, did you? Aye, fought them myself. After a bit of instruction from Light here, once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. Fine young man you become, Whisker. Fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. But we need to set our sights to the future, on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. Alpino seems satisfied that he and Wat are of one mind. It seems Whiskar has the Saltery's security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Wat, and completed my inspection of the site. With little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Alden. Apologies for the interruption, sir, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Does he know that he can just link pearl me?
He lost his number. He lost his link pearl again.
They're
very small, you know. His hands are very big and just fell in between the cracks in the floor.
Okay.
You know.
Sure.
I hate when it happens.
Sure. Do not feel obligated to wait around on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the fine details with Wat, and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Ul'dah. You should go. General Alden asked that you wait for him by the main gate in Alamigan Quarter. My apologies again, sir. Fare you well. Just send me a text next time.
This could have been an email.
I mean, could have. We have link pearls.
I'm telling you, she lost his.
Well, then get someone else that's probably next to him to call. What do you mean? Hop on. Bunch.
I was reading what Wat has to say, and he praised Alfin on his mathematics.
Yeah.
He said that he told him to calculate some things about what they need, and then Alfino just calculated it on the spot.
Yeah.
He's good at maths.
Yeah.
Let's praise Alfino. But yes, I just want to make this a headcanon now. That Rauban keeps like losing his link pair because it's so small compared to him. That's my headcanon now. Just can just not lose it. Just keeps falling through his fingers.
Wait. Ah.
We waited several hours.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours.
I mean, we're pretty invested, in the current story now at this point.
We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
And those are $4 followers.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light.
They're previous Alamegans, right?
I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal.
Oh, I just assumed they died at some point. Okay. They're still around. I remember Yuyuhasi.
Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
Ooh. We have to make a choice.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, I feel like what we've been taught so far would be to not execute them, right? Because that's kind of what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, execution's not the answer. I was just gonna say that, I still remember Yuyuhasi. I still remember there was the falafel that was with them.
I vaguely remember. I actually remember Laurentius more, funnily enough.
Okay.
I do remember Yuyuhasi being a Latvian, but I barely remember anything about him. Meanwhile, I think the other one I think maybe because we were from Gridania, we met him way earlier because he was part of the Wood Whalers, I believe. And we were tracking him down because he was suspicious, and then we found out that he was working with the Empire.
Yeah, Yuyuhasi, he seemed to be one of the younger, more brasher ones. But okay, so it's not the answer.
Okay, let's not execute. Let's go.
Lock him up.
You would spare these animals? Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me.
I'll walk with you.
I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamegan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness.
Maybe in the future, sure. I think we've all been in agreement that she still needs a little bit of guidance and growth as a character. Raban?
Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Ul'dah and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Is Pippin gonna speak up?
Father,
Ah, he's speaking up.
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain.
What if she commanded you to stay?
Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
But see, this is exactly what we've been saying, that like everybody is trying to make things happen for Raban and nobody asking what he wants.
Yeah, but at the same time, like what he said is also flawed. Where he is like, I have full faith in the lists and her ability to lead her people into a better future.
I don't think. See, unfortunately they didn't follow it up, but I feel like he didn't mean Liz.
He said she, so I'm assuming that he meant Liz, but yeah.
But he said under her new leadership, Alamigo stuff. I feel like you can also interpret him talking about his homeland as the she.
Maybe.
That like Alamigo will have her new leadership and like.
But that's still
like,
flawed though,
like,
because the leadership currently is Liz. So.
Yes, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that I because they didn't follow up it with anything else. I am not 100% sure if it was about Liz or not.
Yeah.
Like it can be interpreted both ways.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, I didn't bring this up before because I didn't get the opportunity to. We were having a discussion yesterday, and also before that. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Violet Val. Thank you. Oh, Val. No. To watch yourself. you can keep your fanfic to yourself regarding certain characters. Keep it to yourself. Oh no. It's another Kata in the chat.
No, Kata knows better than that.
What I was gonna say is we didn't get to discuss it too much yesterday. We were talking about like the characters that were given time to grow and time to improve and time to like just be given character development and the limelight. I remember you were trying to bring up Ishtola, and I still stand by the fact that she just hasn't been given anywhere near as much attention as Amaric or Hien or Raoban. Like she just hasn't gotten that kind of screen time. But even here, as we're spending more time with Raoban, the vibe that you get here is it's like heavy Ned Stark vibes, and I wish they did more with it when it comes to how he helps Nanamo and the Sultana and what he's able to like bring to the table outside of just being her bodyguard. I wish they did more than that. I wish they did more with Pippin. Like I like that Pippin spoke up a little bit, but I wish he said something. Like Pippin was like
he just like Raoban says yes, and Pippin's like, well, I'm not happy with this answer, but I will shut up.
Yeah, I wish he spoke up here. Like this would have been a nice moment for him to have a bit of a
Like,
hard time with his
I
dad.
thought he would give his reasoning why he's disappointed in that answer.
Yeah, yeah. Like, we don't often get to see a lot of Pippin and Raban interacting with each other. This would have been a
Yeah,
nice moment.
because the thing is, otherwise, why is he there? Why was he part of that conversation if he was not supposed to contribute anything?
Yeah, for sure. Annabelle. I was just on my way to the Saltery. Lucky I saw you. Annabelle seems flustered. Something is amiss. Wow.
Oh, did they escape already?
That took longer than intended, but I at least know, at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Arnavold, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Vira. These are Galyana, the ones that summon the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Liz is trying to reason with them, but she may need help. Invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes. We assumed that Galyana would refuse it out of hand. We best go and see for ourselves, Pippin. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Light, we've dealt with these. You've dealt with these Galyana before. I'd have you at my side.
As a quick reminder for those who don't remember, the Kalyana were the tribe where the mother lost her daughter, and she asked the Primal to revive her, and she revived her as like a puppet. That was the story.
And if you remember, like, you got... God, you just reminded me of just more bad writing.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
Do you remember how
I
that
know.
happened? And we were waiting to see like the mother snap and like recognize and push back against the idea that like the fact that her daughter wasn't actually brought back. And I think intentionally, like during the cutscene or during the in-game cutscene, they refused to actually do a close-up of the daughter itself or something, and so we thought that was going to happen at one point, and there was going to be like an interaction between them, and they just chose not to, and they just and the mother just stayed ignorant to the fact, I guess, even though like they were teasing something more there, and they just refused to like delve deeper into it, into like the interplay that was happening there. We like the idea of in those final moments for the mother to turn on the Primal, and then and we can still have the big fight anyway, but it would have been a big powerful like moment for the mother,
Because
but,
she didn't get what she wanted.
yeah, and then she just ignored us and just fought anyway.
And the Primal laughed in her face as well. Like the
Yeah.
Primal was not like sorry about it. Like she was like, yeah, that's what you wanted. didn't you?"
Yeah, and I remember like we were just waiting for
became
the
the
scene
fight.
to like cut to the mother. I think it was the mother. We were waiting for the scene to cut to the mother to like have like some kind of retort or something. And then no, they just didn't do anything with it. Ugh, it was such a waste. God.
Mielika, Helban, gods, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss. But we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Gir Abania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors.
I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. I'm glad we have Resistance Captain telling us this. Alright, let them keep their swords.
Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber.
Are we not going to object to the fact that she said that they're going to be representing all of Ananta, not including like the other faction?
No.
Like,
We don't care about that.
So do we just
No.
not? Do we?
Fine.
Do we just not care about the other more
No.
friendly Ananta? Are we?
Yeah, no, the Vira, whatever. We're just gonna give them another pot and they're gonna be fine.
Okay, fuck them apparently. Why do I have the feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst? Do you see what he did there?
That's
you see
it?
what he You see what he did there?
Wait, hold on, no, hold on. Did we really get another scene just for that? For that one line?
Yes. And then he put on his sunglasses, and walked away.
Was that worth it? Somebody took money for this. Was this worth it? God damn it.
I don't know.
That was silly.
Turning the Kalyana away now would have made a mockery of Lys's promise to give everyone a say. She couldn't not let them in.
Yeah.
Ah, we got a little mini Raban, apparently.
Lovely.
Raban seems unconvinced by the Kalyana's sincerity. This Kalyana elder's intentions seems at odds with all that we know of her tribe. What do you think, Light? Two.
I mean, two. I mean, we literally know,
Yeah.
like, for those who are not reading, mayhap even the enthralled can learn to compromise. I mean, we have been dealing with like Ramu, right? Like the cabbage people. Like they
Yeah.
also summon primals, but you know.
Yeah. You believe an understanding can be reached. 'Tis not entirely unheard of, I suppose. Those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard. That is true.
That's too.
Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the scions?
Always.
I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamigan quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Light. My thanks. I will see you in the palace.
What the weather, by the way, for this quest? So what do you think is gonna happen?
If they said that they're here and if they want to represent all of the Ananta, and if they're going to be the only ones there, then they might. It would make sense if they push for the idea of them being the them being the dominant and prominent voice for all of Ananta and wanting to even like just secure that position like over the what's the other one's called?
Yeah,
The
basically
Vira?
getting all the benefits and like all the deciding, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because their goal is, I believe, to eventually to absorb the
to
the
integrate Vira into
yeah,
their tribe.
exactly. So I would imagine that just makes like political sense. They'll want that.
What if they are there? Do you think they're gonna like fight there?
Maybe. But also, I guess, to be left alone, so then they can do their summoning in peace, I guess.
Yeah. We're gonna find out.
Right, I brought reinforcements. These are the only people that aren't in the hospital. Okay.
I mean, Stola was, so they dragged her from the hospital.
Sure. Arnival told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agree that it would be prudent to call upon Ishtola and Thancred as well.
One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled.
I'm not familiar with the Galyana tribe itself, but Alisay's report suggesting that they shunned contact with the other races, despised it even, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed. This apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Liz was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which,
I mean,
how should we deploy ourselves?
I will say, in general, that's just a general rule for everyone. If you are sending an invite to someone, expect them to accept it. Even if you think they don't, you should still have the resources in case they do. Because otherwise, why send them an invite?
I mean, they should have, like, accommodations for, like, snake people anyway, because the assumption is that the Vero responds,
but
right?
what I'm saying is that's like, oh, now she has to like scramble to like get ready for the. Then why did you send an invite if you are not willing to accept them? Like, you should be prepared for everyone to accept the invite. Like, you may still assume that they won't, but you should be prepared in case they do. If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, it would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace.
Stola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Alden inside then. Light, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guards there should have been instructed to let us past.
Wait, would the other guys not let us pass?
I feel like we should be known enough that it wouldn't matter which entrance we use.
Yeah, I feel like we're known enough that we should be able to pass anyway.
Huh. Okay, hold on.
Like, we are literally like Rauban's right hand.
BRB, I'm gonna go give some food to the
Okay.
bunnies, then we'll talk to the people. So BRB.
I'm sure this will go swimmingly and there will be no issues at the meeting. Definitely. Yeah, what is this guy saying? Let's find out. Well, apparently I can't find out. He's saying nothing. But people love it. Must be some good jokes. What else do we have around, actually? Let's take a walk. Have someone selling fruit? Ah. Those are some very interestingly... This is some very interestingly dressed individual. This guy is fancy. Oh boy. Ah, spice. Curated meats. Okay. Can I read? Ah. Okay. I see. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, more food. These are some interesting chairs, by the way. Some craftsman.
Back.
I was watching around the stores, and I have someone to show you.
Okay.
Join me for an adventure. Not that far. Look at this guy. This guy. Look at
him. He looks like an anime character.
He does look like an anime character.
Beautiful.
He looks like a star from the 80s.
Yes, he looks amazing. Hopefully he's integral to the story at some point.
Yes, I'm sure. I have no idea what this guy is saying. I don't think it says.
Yeah, which guy? The guy on top said. Yeah, he said we deserve to be free. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's it?
It's somebody, yeah.
It's
Hey,
just
shut
it. As fortune would have it, I was visiting Rark's Ridge to look in on Alice. She sends her regards. But she's still in the... whatever.
Leave external security to us, Light. I scattered around the palace quite extensively while I was searching for Kryl, so I know the lay of the land.
True, because this is where Cry was held, if you remember.
Avino? If we could somehow come to an understanding with the Qualyana, it would represent a great step towards resolving the primal dilemma in Alamigo. I only hope they are sincere in their intentions. Thunderbolt.
No, we'll find out about that.
The rear entrance to the palace is just up these steps. The guard should wave us through.
Okay, why do we need to sneak in?
You are the Scion, sir. General Alden left orders you were to be escorted inside. You would follow me. Enter the palace.
Okay.
Voice acting?
There better be.
Ah, we got like a little kobold. Look at him. Look at his beard. Look at the Kikian.
Oh my. He's dressed so fancily.
I was gonna bring up.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up that I wanted the Kikian to be a part of this.
I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance.
Apparently.
Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern.
Kikern, not Kikian. Okay. We have both Anantas. True.
You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in?
The lion.
For me, it was that empty throne.
Sure, I guess the camera. Yeah, the lion on the throne. Sure. Griffin even.
It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there?
I don't know if it was necessary to show them shaking their heads, but sure.
Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Do we just plop down on the ground? Really? So earlier when we were like, did she not accommodate? Like, did she not think to like bring chairs?
Done. Lise has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game and positioned them to consider a joint government.
Do we just not have chairs in the palace? Really? God damn it. God damn it.
All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Like she didn't prepare like a round table ahead of time that they could sit on and discuss affairs. Now you just fucking plop on the ground. Lovely. Lovely.
Thank you, Ragenford. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kalyana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith.
Okay, well, they took it one step closer, one step further. We assumed that their goal was to like force and like strong arm the Vera, but I guess everyone, I guess.
You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Oh my god. we just killed her. Okay. Cover her eyes.
God damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
Oh my god. Just fucking kill them all, I guess. The carbuncle.
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvald to shield us.
And Roban, I mean, he's like equivalent to us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Yeah, whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick.
Like they're in no danger. They've got Alphinaud and Raban.
Who will be next to die on my steel?
Like there's no drama here. Like he one-shot the priestess. They're fine. Like they got us cornered. That's well, what can we do? Oh no. As he just casually one-shots everyone. So, sure. You done with the cutscene?
Yes, you know what was my favorite part?
Huh.
When Arenvald runs in and he like shields the people with his shield, and then we just nonchalantly just like, yeah, nah.
Huh.
We don't even try, just yeah, nah.
They're giving Arenvald a lot of love this expansion. They're giving me a lot of
They
love.
do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Also, do you find it weird that Raban's like, they've got us cornered, when there's
We're like
Raban,
fake people.
Liz, and Alphinaud here, like these people that they're facing off against stand no chance. Like, what are they?
Yeah.
What's he talking about? Like he literally one-shot the priestess. Like this, like Raban is equivalent in strength to us. Like as far as I know, like.
He one-shot the people attacking them as well. Like, if they wanted to say they're cornered, they needed like at least 20 people there minimum.
They
and
needed
they had like 3.
Exactly. Like there's no drama here. He's like, oh, what do we do? Oh no! As he casually just walks around and one-shots everyone.
Yeah,
It's
and there's
what's-
like one person in front of him, and Liz just jumps over them. Like,
yeah,
okay.
it's a weird
yeah, like,
narrative
the sense
choice.
of drama is not there.
Yeah. Alright, speak to Arnold.
Okay, let's go.
How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. Well, you're not on the back foot. No, damn it. If I think like that, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light on my side. We can do this. Is that right, Light? Use duty action Deflect to dissipate the Aether Spheres action releases during battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by the Aether Sphere will result in failure.
Ah, that may be difficult. But
Hold on, I gotta disband the party.
eh.
Alright. Let's go.
I am very bad at special events like that, so let's see how many takes this takes.
I'm doing this with a melee class, so let's go.
I don't know what sort of attack the orbs will be, so. Oh, we have to shield specific things. Okay, I get it.
Why, I offer you peace and serenity.
Oh, he does react to battle voice, so that's good. Shit, that's a lot of them. I'm not gonna make it. Uh-oh.
I shall free you from your hate.
And well, I need you to try harder. Oh, we're so not making that.
Okay. I reached the cutscene.
God. Me too. Somehow, barely.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Better give us a good reason why she wants to help. Are we done? No? Okay. I was like...
We're just listening.
Okay.
Apparently. Okay, let's just stand here and look.
No.
Oh no. No, not quick time. I hate quick times. Okay, go. I can't run fast enough. I am so gonna lose. I'm 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 gonna lose. I am not a fast player. They should have an easy mode on this. I'm struggling. Okay, made it somehow.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
And this is why people who don't have the echo should not be fighting a primal, so we don't have to save them. That's it. My spot. Go away, Raban. We have a healer. Guys, I don't know if I'm making this. I need a healer. Is there a healer in this party? Doing what I can for Dola. I only have so much damage. I don't have a limit raise.
We did it.
Okay. Made it. For el amigo, yes.
You're the warrior of light, IVIP. Yes, pun intended, Cyberjump.
Yeah. Didn't you see his title? He's the light of the land.
True.
We did it! We beat her!
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
So I said this before, they need a good reason for her to say that she'll fight for Alamigo because she has no reason to want to help them. So they need a good reason here. Never mind. Just nothing. Okay. Ugh. They need a good reason.
Seven hells. It's her, the butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven.
Obviously not.
Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Is it just me? For the moment the guy is like, you're not forgiven. She should be like, I don't expect you to forgive me. Just leave.
Yeah,
and that should be the end.
Sure.
Like as in like don't soften her up because she's not that's not who she is.
Yeah. Yeah. So fun fact, during the cutscene, I was saying to the chat, when Liz goes to her and throws a sword at her and she's like, I need your answer. I'm like, I said verbatim, I was like, they need to give Fordola a really good reason to fight right now because they wrote her in such a way where she gives no fucks about the Alamigan people. So they better give her a good reason. Like she has to say something like important here. And she said nothing. She just picked up the sword.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it. But this is the problem: is that they've written her in such a way. They've ruined her character. They just ruined her character, and they wrote her in such a way where she has no reason to help these people. They're giving her the shallowest of reasons, which is they wrote it in recently. I think like earlier in this patch, earlier in this quest line, that she is forced to feel the people around her, right? Like she's forced to feel like the feelings or the memories of those around her. So she's like,
yeah, she basically gets echo flashes constantly compared to us. Like she just always has them.
Like of the people in her vicinity of like their trauma, basically, or of what hurts them. So she's just getting bombarded by like,
yeah, she essentially feeds the pain of everyone around her.
Yeah. So that's something that they recently added to the character, and again, that's recent. That was not there before. That was not there before she had acquired the powers of the Echo. So that's what they've given her, and it'd be really, it just be really lame if her motivation is like, I just constantly feel the suffering of those around me, so now I just have to like do something to stop that suffering. Like, it's just so impersonal to the character. But the problem is that they had to write her that way. I'm sorry, they chose to write her that way. Like, the trope, and it's a trope because it works well, it's so common. Like, some meta conversation, Kuro, we were watching Rebels recently, and it's Sabine's character, right? Where it's the same thing, where she was forced to work for the Empire to do something that hurt her people, because she felt like it was the one thing she had to do, right? Yeah. She literally created like a weapon against her own people, and then she has to like, you know, try to make up for that. But and we were expecting them to do that with $4's character, and then they chose not to, right? They chose to make it that she was hated from the beginning, and she never had any love or any kind of like respect
but that's
from
the
the
thing.
Alamican
Like
people.
because you bring up Sabine, like for Sabine's character, it was like she was part of the family, she was part of the people, and then she went into the academy because that was just something you do there because it was in Imperial control. And then when she realized what is happening, she left the academy. But like she was there, she was part of the community. Yeah. And they decided that Fordola never was part.
Exactly.
Of
that's the problem. Is that because they decided to write the character in such a way where she wasn't a part of the Alamigan people, then she still has no good reason to help them. Which is why like it's the shallowest of reasons. If it's literally like, I just feel the pain of those around me, so I just want to alleviate that pain because it just hurts me as a person. Like I don't know. It's just gonna be it's gonna be very disappointing if that's just the only reason. But in my mind, that's the only reason they can have, right? Like they don't have another out for her. Like
No, they don't at this point, I guess. But also, I don't want them to make her soft, to put it that way. Like I don't want her to be like, oh, she always wanted them to like be thankful to her. Like don't put that there. Like she's a stone cold killer. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I want them to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Like sure, you can find a way to like change that over time, but I don't like that. Like, oh, you know, because he thanked her, like now she's like touched. No. I wanted the last line be like, I don't expect you to forgive it, just leave, and that's the conversation.
Yeah.
She doesn't need ties to these people.
Exactly. Like she's not. The reality is that she is not Alamigan. Like she's like for all intents and purposes, like I guess she was born there, I guess, but like because of the backstory that they wrote for her, like she's not.
Yeah, I would say
she has no ties.
The way they portrayed the backstory, it's basically as if she was a foreigner born there.
Exactly.
And they already like hated her because she was a foreigner.
Exactly. That is how they portrayed her. It's like you got to commit now. Like, hey, if that's what you wrote, it's like, commit to it. You know. What are you doing? Alright, Underbuilt. That was unlike any battle I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. Alright, sorry, so much happened with all the cutscenes. I laughed out loud, Kuro, when she's like, does anyone want to be on the crown? No. Okay, good. Let us sit down together and discuss amongst ourselves. And they sit down on the floor. I'm like, what? Like it implied previously, like she had to like get more chairs or something because she didn't expect as many people to be there, but there was no preparation at all. She just had to like sweep an extra part of the floor, like I guess to accommodate for extra people. Like what? Like what just happened? She couldn't get a couple of chairs at the table.
Like a room with like a round table or like I don't know. As the chat said, at least pillows, anything.
Yeah.
No, just sit on the floor. Fuck it.
Jeez.
Okay. And that's supposed to be the new government? Okay.
It's fucking plop down on the floor. And that's how you're gonna rule the country, okay? Good job, Liz. Well prepared.
I guess that made it less formal so they can connect, question mark?
No. Poor old man had to like just struggle to the ground.
The old man like
his
struggled to
bones are
sit down, and
creaking.
then like
And he's like, if I sit down now, I'm never standing back up. Like, it's over.
Yes.
Like, oh, God.
True.
Poor old man.
I'm sure they have chairs in this castle. What the heck? They have chairs outside. They have chairs outside.
Yeah.
They have chairs outside.
God. Okay, Bankert, because he's on his own. We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace, enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is Sankret affected by primals? He is, right?
Yeah, I mean yeah.
Because he has no magic, like period.
I don't know if that matters.
Okay.
Alright, Raban. One wrong step, and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. 'Tis a sobering thought. Okay, no.
Oh yeah, can we talk about how Liz and Roban decided to endanger our mission by making us protect them? Because that's what they did.
Liz is certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. Stella.
I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. Yeah, wouldn't Ishtola see that something's going on? Literally see. Because she sees with ether.
Alright, this. It's your line.
Well fought, Mirika. Ironwald? That was a near thing.
Aye. Our stand against the Kalyana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance.
Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... God, it's my fault. My stupid mistake.
Yeah, she was too busy sweeping the floor so everyone could sit down.
True.
Like, what did she do in preparation for this meeting? Like, what did she do? Other than sweep the floor.
Washed her dress.
Ah, okay.
I honestly don't know because there was no. I was
nothing.
gonna say maybe they were offered like drinks or snacks.
No, there's no banquet, there's no food, there's no water, there's no table, there's no chairs, no nothing. It's like, I'm telling you, she just swept the floor by herself. Entire floor.
No, she personally picked who is on guard duty.
Ah, okay. Nay, lass. We were all caught unawares. We'll take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future.
But now that they brought this up, I really wonder if Ishtola could have seen this coming, and I mean literally seen this coming. Because Ishtola literally sees ether, so she would see that like the patterns of the ether are not as they should be.
It depends. Like, do they hide ether crystals in the water? Is that what happened when they enthralled the guards? Did the guards sneak crystals in? If that happened, then yes, then Ishtola should have seen it. It's hard to say. Depending on what happened.
That's what they say.
Oh no, sorry. I guess the excuse is Ishtola was never in here. Remember, she was on guard outside.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That shouldn't she be literally the one like escorting the Kalyana because she would be the first one to
But they
spot
didn't tell.
anything wrong
Liz
with the
didn't
ether.
tell her to do that though.
But that's my point. That shouldn't that be what they would do because the only like danger from them is them having something to do with
Nah,
ether.
she had to
so
guard
wouldn't
outside.
you take Ishtola to personally escort them?
Nah. She had to wait outside.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, the fight couldn't have happened.
She could. Otherwise, Ishtola would be part of the story, and we don't want that.
No. She should go back to the hospital.
She needs to tend to Alice.
You can be sure the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room. Yeah, so the implication is that the crystals were smuggled in. Yeah, weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldiers who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons spring to mind.
A Primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Wouldn't you be able to do this before?
Yeah, she would have.
Literally what I'm saying. So if the guards were also in effect, wouldn't she see the guards and be like, hold on, something's wrong?
It's just a plot hole, yeah. She would have. Because even if she's outside, she would have seen the guards, yeah.
Yeah, that's genuinely like just illogical.
Yeah.
And they like put it in your face as well.
The writers should have just kept her in the hospital. To be like, that's the only way around it. They should have kept her hospitalized and like brought in no one else, like Alice.
It was very random for her to be here in the first place.
Yeah, they shouldn't
like,
just not have
because
had
she
her.
wasn't part of the events themselves. So what's the point of bringing her here?
It's the writers. They felt the need to include her because she's been absent the entire expansion, but they forgot what she could do. But then they remembered after the fact.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Wouldn't it be if you wanted to write it this way, which is still not good, but if you wanted to write it this way, wouldn't it make more sense if the events happened and they're like, oh shit, that means that there's like ether when it shouldn't be. We should call Ishtola to come help us investigate because she's good at that stuff.
No, because they didn't remember they didn't remember that she could do that until after they already like made that like cutscene, the voice acting and stuff. Yeah, it was too late. Yeah, they didn't realize until this moment. Unironically, that it's very likely that happened.
How is Stormblood still digging?
Yeah.
Like we passed the bedrock, we're already in lava.
Ha.
Thanks, Ishtola. We'd appreciate the help.
Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing here?
I asked her to come.
That's what she said.
Wouldn't he also get the flashback, by the way, because he also has the echo? Just saying.
Well, that explains it then.
It's sad, but Dragonfried was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done.
Is it sad?
I mean, okay, listen. Remember when we told the group that Lolorito will be coming to the Soltery? Remember that part?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what Liz said?
No, what'd she say?
When Alfino was not sure about this whole transaction, Liz is like, oh, what does a poor merchant have to do to convince you to trust him?
Uh-huh. Yeah, she did say that, yeah. She did say that.
She's okay with people stabbing each other.
Okay.
She doesn't find an issue there.
Okay. It's so sad they won't forgive her what she did. Like, why do they care so much about their dead loved ones? Why do they care? My parents are dead.
Yeah,
my sister's dead. I don't care.
What does she have to do for them to forgive her?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what can she do?
Yeah, Papa Limo died. I'm over that real quick, apparently. So that's what Liz is saying. Doesn't care.
Oh, poor Papa Limo.
God.
He died for this.
But
I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't want to fight. This is not her country. Like she doesn't. She has no obligation. Like she has nothing. No, she has nothing here. What?
I would still be fine. I would still be fine with Fordola fighting being like everything beats just sitting in the cell.
Yeah.
Just go fight. Go back to the cell. Doesn't care. She doesn't care.
That would be a better reason. Is that she's like, look, I understand I'm going to be in prison for life, and I accept that. I just want to do something. Let me do something with my time.
Yeah, she just wants to feel something, you know,
Yeah.
because she was a fighter her whole life.
Yeah. That would be better than what that was.
If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamigan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face, if that's what it takes.
I think the problem with, we spoke earlier about how there's been no growth for the character and they keep giving her opportunities and she refuses to grow as a character. This same line of speaking that she just said is the same thing that she said to the rioting people that had no effect, if you remember, right? Where like you have the people, like you have the angry mob outside, and she's like, no, we have to calm down, we have to like forgive, like we cannot like seek like revenge or vengeance or anything, and like no one listened to her, and then Raban had to step up and he addressed their feelings, he addressed like their anger.
He said that he shares their feelings as well.
Yeah, and he said he said it's better to redirect, right? It's like to redirect our efforts and like, look, it's about protecting like what we have now, right? It's about working towards the future. It's and all this stuff. Like that's what he's
doing. That will not fix what is currently happening.
And then what Liz said was like, wow, I have so much to learn. Cut to this, and she hasn't learned anything. She's still saying the same thing that no one listened to previously, that she admitted that she was being a bad leader and that no one would follow her if she continued like down that kind of line of thinking, and she's still there. Like like nothing has changed.
I mean, we still didn't have a mentor arc with Rauban, and
we
I guess
haven't.
that's not happening because it's going back to Ul'dah.
Yeah. It's a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Don't help her, Alfie.
Don't get involved,
What are you
Alfie.
doing,
Alfie, Alfie, you don't want to be stabbed again, okay?
No, okay.
I'm gonna be personal bodyguard. Thank you, Alfina. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. But we are in throne room. We never left.
They're in the background of the camera right now. They're right there. They're literally within the same shot of the camera.
And we are in the throne room.
Yeah.
We never left the throne room.
I would imagine that was written before this scene was shot, and here in this scene, obviously you can see them, but the person that wrote that line doesn't know what is being shown on camera.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't know the visual.
Yeah. At the same time, whoever constructed this visual should have known what was being said and should not have put them in the background, because that's just...
No. Remember dividers?
Yeah, true. They don't know. They don't know. They just don't know.
They don't know.
I'll see that you're not interrupted. Light, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. What? I feel like, you know what? That was crazy. Let us lower security because the risk is gone. Let's just send all the guards home. Send them home.
Yeah, let's send the guards home. I mean, they had a rough day.
They had a rough day. It's been a long day.
Yeah, we don't need guards.
Yeah, there's not going to be 2 encounters in one day. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, we already finished the quota.
Yeah. We also don't want to write dialogue between, leading people in the nation and what they have to say.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens.
So, very quickly, we kind of glossed over it. If you haven't been watching the previous Final Fantasy streams that we've had over the past couple of weeks, then you might not be familiar with this. But we keep talking about how we've brought it up a couple of times this stream, how I enjoy it, but they keep throughout this expansion, they have given Rauban a lot of moments like this. They've given him a lot of really nice moments, which is really cool. The problem that I have is not that we're giving this time to Rauban, is that we're not having these kind of moments with Liz. And I say Liz because Liz is like the main character of this expansion. Liz was the monk girl in the previous scene who's meant to be the leader, who's meant to be the commander of the people, and who is meant to be stepping up in a more leadership role, but she's had no moments of reflection, no moments of introspection, no moments of character growth, where she can like take a moment to like kind of understand how things are shaping out, like what she's doing wrong, or how she can change, how she can improve, and how to approach like these kind of the situation that's unfolding before her. Like she's just not being, they're just refusing to give her any of these moments, and because of that negatively impacts the character itself, because this is a character that we're meant to care about, and because we're refusing to give this character any time to grow, then this is why we don't like the character, right? This is like, I'm sure what we're about to experience here is a good scene with Raban. Honestly, we should be getting some of this stuff with Liz as well, if they expect us to like the character, right? If they expect us to, yeah. Let's get into it.
The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people.
Liz forgot her lines, so they had to scrap them. Ah, true. But that's what I mean, right? Like that's why like I want to make it clear that we dislike the character of Liz because of the poor writing around her, and because it feels like the writers and the story direction of Stormblood had a bunch of opportunities, like this scene, for example, to include the character, to make use of the character, and they refuse to do so, right? So it's like, wow, what? You know, like, what do you want from us? Yeah. It's like they want us to dislike the character,
it's a fair
please.
decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
Ah! Is she gonna climb up on his shoulder? Is she gonna climb up? Let's go. Is he gonna climb on her elbow?
Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Rabban Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
I don't think you can do that. Like, as in take a seat in the Syndicate, but sure.
But, Your Grace...
Rabban, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
By the way, I am deciding to extort the Alamigan people and take advantage of your people as well, and take advantage of you in the process. I made that decision myself. Aren't you proud? Kappa. What a clown.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with the most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
Yes, the most trusted advisor was the person that tried to kill you? That killed you? Lolorito? Are we gonna talk about this?
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him.
We'll talk about this later. We spoke about this yesterday, and we spoke about it a little bit today, this morning, at the beginning of the stream. They needed to give Pippin more room. This quest line. We wanted it. Even before the questline started, we wanted more Pippin to be established here to cement the idea of him replacing and standing in Raban's place in his absence in Ul'dah. They did a poor job at giving Pippin some limelight this questline. I will say that.
I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies.
She brought it up.
So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
No more.
Smile for me, Raban. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Ul'dah.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Oh no. What happened to Koopa? No. No.
So okay, I see Soka saying that it's a very sweet scene. Okay, I would agree. The scene is sweet. It's nice. They have a conversation. You can introduce each other in a vacuum.
Yeah, you know what? Hold on. I was gonna say the exact same thing. I was gonna say the exact same phrase. I was gonna say in a vacuum, it was a good scene. In a vacuum.
Yes.
100%. 100%.
In a vacuum.
You need a
important
vacuum. Not a broom.
In a vacuum.
You gotta get within the inside the vacuum. That was a good scene. Yes, I
That's
agree.
not the vacuum. Okay. But yeah, no, the scene was fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
throughout the whole storyline here, I never once got the impression that Rauban wanted to stay. It felt like throughout the whole story here, everybody was like, we know what Rauban wants, but he never said that he wants that.
Well, the problem is that if you remember, okay, there's a couple of things, right? Because I was going to talk about something else, but you're correct.
I
because
know,
in the
that
previous,
was what my feeling.
Yeah, in the previous dialogue where we spoke with Rauban personally with each other, we had that scene where he himself said, everyone wants me to stay. Everyone has their opinion. They're all telling me to stay. That's not what I want.
But that's not what I want.
Yes,
yeah.
He literally said that. He literally said that. He said that is not what I want. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is that there was no point in the story where we got the impression that he's like lying against the reaction. We never got the impression that it's not honest opinion.
Yeah, exactly. This is another big example of the person that wrote the line of dialogue in the quest with Rauban saying that is not the same person that wrote this cutscene. Whoever's writing cutscenes is different than whoever's writing the quest dialogue. Because yes, he spoke. We had a moment, just the two of us, heart to heart, where he told us.
Well, Pippin was there.
Well, yeah, people. That's fine. He's the son. But he said, "Hey,
Yeah,
look,
but
all
Pippin
these
was
people, they keep
disappointed in the
telling,
answer.
yeah, they keep telling me, to stay. They want me to stay. They want what's best for me. I don't want this." And then
Yeah, but
this scene, like what?
The thing is, he didn't say, "Oh, I would do this, but I made a promise. I have to keep it." Like, he didn't say it in this way that like it's the duty stopping him. He said that that's not what he wants.
Yeah.
Like, he specifically said that that's not what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So when then you have this scene and then Namor shows up and she's like, "You are no longer my general." I'm like, did she just fire him?
Yeah.
Like, he was ready to go back and she just fired him? Like, because of the context, like, the scene is completely different.
It is. It's crazy. It's actually insane. Like, no one knows what the fuck they're doing at Square in this expansion. No one knows what's going on. It's crazy.
See, and the problem here is that throughout this whole scene, Roban never says anything to disprove what I said.
Yeah.
He's not like, well, I guess then, like, you know, he didn't say like, "Oh, I didn't want to say that because, you know, I was like," he doesn't say nothing. He's just like, "Well, I guess she fired me." He just cries. Like, there's nothing to disprove what I said, that like everybody wants him to stay, but he doesn't.
Yeah. And obviously they could have it be more cohesive, and they could have that be the fact, but like the problem is that they didn't set that up ahead of time. They didn't speak on that. That's how, like, our headcanon, our fan fiction, and we spoke about it, right? The idea that he wants to be here for his people, you know, everything that happened with Ilbert, all that stuff. But they didn't bring it all together the way they needed to.
Yeah, like they very specifically gave us an opposing like impression of Roban, which make this scene very like I don't pause normal cinematics normally, but I paused. I was like, this is insensitive. Like, this guy was ready to travel back to his job, and she just came here to say she fired him.
Yeah.
Like, she hurt his feelings.
I was for me, I was focusing on a different aspect, which is, again, obviously, like they did a really poor job in this quest line leading up to this, because she was like, you know, you do the right thing, you know, be there for your people, for the Alamegan people. Whereas in the greater context of things, like, she's literally extorting the Alamegan people. Like, she's literally taking advantage of his people, apparently, that she's proclaiming, and of him as a byproduct of that, just because of the deal that she made. Like, which is insane, especially because remember, and she had the line, I don't know if that's what you're leading into, where she even said that I conspired, or like I went to one of my new trusted advisors.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything.
She doesn't say who it is, and I'm like, I mean, she advised with one person, with Lorito. Like, that's who she advised with. That's who she's talking about.
I think she thought she was gonna say us, but she didn't. Which implies it's not us. Because then he wouldn't be upset.
Yeah. Like, she's literally.
That's another thing.
That's who he replaced like Raban with his opinion, because he's like, "What, you didn't want to consult with me?" She's like, "No, I consult with Lorito." It's like, what?
No, she didn't say that, but like That's
what it means.
He asked if he's not worth the trust, and she just goes on a different argument, which means yes. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, she would rather listen to the person that tried to kill her, or that killed her, instead of Raban. It's like, what?
I didn't think it is that, but I mean, just regardless of who he is, like, she didn't say that she trusts him. Like, and she said that she doesn't.
The other issue here is that and again, this is why the scene works in a vacuum, because she said something along the lines at the very end, how she wanted to use the Monotaurus, and she even named Lorito as well. She named Lorito, she named the Monotaurus.
Hold on, I was getting to that. I got this chill feeling when this Sultana was like, "Oh, I want to do good for the people." It's like, and I will wield all weapons I have, including Lorito and Monetize. I will mess people up. I'm like, that's the direction we're taking, where you're wielding Lorito.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that, one, if they wanted to do that, then the quest needed to have been very different. Like that implies that she wants to take advantage of these people, but we didn't get that at all with what happened with Lororito. Like that to me, that envisions that the writer liked the idea of her like trapping or like her outsmarting Lororito and like getting him to help, but getting more out of him than he really wanted, right? Like I feel like that's what that line implies, but that didn't happen. Is the issue. Like that didn't she's like, I'm gonna use Lororito, I'm gonna use these people, but they're using you.
But he's making all the choices.
Yeah. Like that's not the impression that the quest gave. Like that's not what we got ahead of time.
I would like to remind you, Lita, what happened in that cutscene where Sultana talks to Lororito. Lororito is like, we should do business right here. Oh, I already sent my people there. They are already checking the place. Like he's already in control.
Yeah. Where we were suggesting other places, and he's like, no, like this is the place, so we're doing it. Like I already set it up. Like this is what we're doing, and we're gonna impose ourselves here. Like it's just, like that's what I mean. Like the line to me, like the line has a lot of potential, but like because of what happened in the quest itself, and because of what happened in lead up to it, like it's like you don't get the impression at all that she's in control of what's happening of
Quite
these people.
the opposite.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And again, that's again what we said. Like the scene itself is fine, but the context of it is a problem.
Yeah.
Where like both on like personal level with Rauban, where we never got the hint that he wanted to stay here. Quite the opposite. And with like the management, that we also feel like still like nothing has improved still. And then the scene is just has very different vibe because of it.
Yeah, it's
like this would be a really good like wholesome scene if throughout this whole thing indeed we saw Rauban being like, well, I should go back to Ula, but Alamigo, it is my home, and these people also need. And like if you had like this conflict of Rauban, then sure, that makes sense. That like you know he was conflicted because he promised and stuff, and then you have him like relieved of that thing, like waiting on his mind. But we never got that impression, not once.
That's what I mean. Like they failed when it comes to the setup of that cutscene, to the point where I would, in my mind, the reasoning for that is because the two different teams worked on it. Like you had the cutscene team, then you had the quest team, and they had their own ideas of doing things, and it didn't mesh together well. The other little side thing that I had, that if you remember, we spoke about this at the beginning of the last stream, and I want to say they did a better job in the short story than they did in this quest line, is
of establishing Sultana's like command. I guess command is the word.
No, that yes, but I was saying Pippin. I would say the short story we spoke about it. The short story, like I feel like it did a lot for Pippin. Like that's the most of Pippin we've gotten, to be honest. Like was that little short story.
Actually, you know what? Remember how I said what was the point of having Pippin in the scene?
Yeah.
This is where Pippin speaks up and is like, Father, I know this is not what you truly desire, and you know that I can handle this. And this is where Rauban is like, well, okay, my son, like I pass it on to you or whatever. Or maybe he says that like, I know that you are ready, but I did make a promise. Like something like that where they have a conversation about it.
Yeah, that's what I said to the stream at the time, was that this questline failed to deliver when it comes to propping Pippin up and giving him the limelight, giving him some like growth or even just some insight as to what's happening, or just something, anything. They had a line. He said father. That's it. He had the one line.
Yes, that was his line.
But even before that, when we were with Nanamo, when we were with the Sultana and Ul'dah, I feel like Pippin should have played a bigger role there as well. Like we needed more of that to establish the fact that Pippin is going to be the replacement of Rauban, or at least that's what the Sultana wants, is for Pippin to replace Rauban at home. But they didn't give him any time at all.
It would make sense if, like, because Rauban is busy with like doing stuff in Alamigo, Pippin is like acting in his stead, and we see that Pippin is like a really capable person, and he's actually helping the Sultana. But instead, we were her bodyguard.
Yeah, exactly.
So she doesn't have that support from our perspective.
And again, we were expecting that I think we started yesterday's stream, or even the day before that, the stream about expecting more from Pippin and wanting more from Pippin when it came to the Ul'dah story, and we didn't get anything there. It was like, I don't know. We could have done that instead of spending time with Godward and Lorito. Like,
Oh, true. Actually, unironically, that would be so much better. We got none of that, you know, Lorito stuff, and instead we had like Sultana trying to solve some like issues one way or another, and Pippin is there to support her, and we see him like acting as that advisor.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that would work both ways, where like Sultana would have someone to rely on, and Rauban would have someone to rely on to help Sultana. And then you have that scene where it's the three of us, and like Pippin speaks up that like he can do it, and Rauban like has his doubts because like he doesn't want to put him in this position, and this is where we speak up that we have witnessed him work, and we know that he's ready for this.
Yeah. I just for me at least, I think this quest line just like ruined like so. I mean, Oldal was already in a rough place, but like with the Sultana, like I want to say they did her no favors in this quest line specifically.
Yes, that's how I would say they did her no favors.
Like I think less of her now than I did before. Like they put her in a worse light for sure in this quest line. Like which is a shame.
I don't know if I would go as far, but like because I didn't have many thoughts.
Well, that's the thing. I was more neutral with Sultana before, but now like it's worse. Like now it's yeah.
Yeah, but also like I think what I got the most disappointed in regards to Sultana, like because we already know that she's like not good at management, so that part didn't like disappoint me because that's basically as expected. But what disappointed me is that she doesn't seem like a good friend to Rauban, because she was essentially his friend, and instead of like talking to him directly, she like went all around him and then forced him into a choice that maybe he didn't want. And that doesn't sound like a good friend. Like, I feel like she should talk to him directly, if anything. Maybe, like, try to find some stuff out beforehand, but, like, I feel like she should ask him before deciding on what to do next.
Well, that's the only issue, is that the setup here, like, she was under the assumption of one thing, but, like, the way that they're writing Rauban, it was kind of, like, it was countering that, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was not aligning.
Yeah, and the only,
you have these two characters and these two storylines that weren't meeting in the place that they should have, right?
Yeah, and the only like hint that they are giving us is like, oh, every time I look into his eyes, he's sad. I'm like,
maybe he's just sad. Maybe
he's just sad. Maybe he's just disappointed in what you did.
Hey, there's just a lot going on there. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, then talk to him. Maybe ask him. I don't know. Like. It just like on a friend level, it just feels so weird to me. Like regardless of like the politics, like on a friend level, it just makes me like disappointed.
Yeah.
Like even you could even be like, oh, you know, because now it's like, oh, like he says that this is a thing, but I see it in his eyes that like, you know, it hurts him and stuff, and like maybe like tell us to like find out what he truly desires or something. But like ask like a third party to find out if that is truly what he thinks, because he wouldn't tell her. You could at least play it that way, right?
Yeah.
But we don't get that either.
No.
So again, the scene is fine, the context ruins it.
Yeah, exactly. As you mentioned, in a vacuum, it's fine. But the problem is that the quests and everything that happened in the lead up to it just doesn't.
The lead up to it kind of ruins it. Like if the storyline were different beforehand, that this would be a much better. Like this would be a generally good cutscene. Yeah. If we like knew that like, oh, there's like a conflict, or like Rauban doesn't know what to do because he is like, you know, bound by duty and he's like very honorable. Like then you have a very solid cutscene, because you know like that is like something really deeply important to him, and like she wants him to be happy. But because of the context we know like it feels like she made him more unhappy, if anything.
You know what's funny is that like the last line he had to us, like before we went to the palace, was, hey, like now that you know how I feel, at least I know that you have my back. Like when it comes to like
Yes.
you know when it comes
we
to like
didn't.
that decision, like he, that
didn't
is so
have his back.
sad. Yeah, he literally
Yes.
said like, at least you understand that like this is not something that I want, and you
Exactly.
like you have me for that. Like he
That's why
literally
I'm
said that
saying
to
that
us.
this
It's
is Lita
crazy.
said to our face that this is not what he wants. Like this is straight said to our face, and we're still going with it.
Aye.
That's what I'm saying. Like this whole quest line, like this whole Ul'dah quest line, is making me very disconnected with my own character. Because I wouldn't do that. My character wouldn't do that, but they force me into that because it fits their idea.
Yeah, like again, like it to me it just looks like two teams that aren't working together. Like writing teams. I mean, like two writing teams that like aren't. There's just a lot of like miscommunication or just lack of communication between certain departments here, and they're just not able to make it all make sense.
God, this is actually. This is upsetting because Lita, you can fix this entire quest. I mean, not the entire quest, but like if you fix half the quest line, we've just did one cinematic.
Yeah.
With just having like Yoban be like just saying different things in the very same cutscene, and like everything else would have played the same way, and it wouldn't be an issue.
But my thought process like is hammered home like when we hear like from Alfino. Remember, like it's happened multiple times now where he's commenting on like the economic states of what's happening between Alamigo and Ul'dah, and it's wrong, right? Like because we had the follow up dialogue after the fact when he was talking to Watt, or in that area.
They forgot to change it because it wasn't part of the quest.
That's what I mean. Like it's just there's just a lot that's disjointed. That's not. I feel like there's been a lot of examples of that in this quest line. Yes. It's 4.1. Success. Hello, Asaka. Hello.
I give 4.1 minus 2 stars. Not even out of 5, just minus 2. How did we get here?
It's fine.
I mean, and again, and that actually makes me sad because Sokka says like that's one of their favorite scenes, and like I mean again, the scene is good, but they ruined it with the context, and that's sad. Because someone did put work into that scene and made a good scene, and in the end it didn't matter.
Yeah, it's sad because it's like, especially because like I want to say that they've done Raban well, so like for the most part, this expansion.
Yes. Like Raban is one character that was done well, but again, he feels very. I almost want to say tragic when it feels like everybody is telling him what he wants, and that's not what he wants.
Yeah.
Like just, all these people who are considered close to him are telling him what he wants.
It's just the end, right? It's just this end. As you said, like it's just this like if they had just like rewritten this final cutscene, for him to speak up, to even respond, to even just speak up about like what he's thinking, what his thoughts are.
Yeah, you could actually. You that's true. Either you make him conflicted, and this like resolves the conflict, or in this cutscene, like Sheila is like, okay, now you are free to go. Like, aren't you happy? And he's like, I understand that this is how you view it, but like this is not my desire or something. Like write it somehow where it's like he appreciates like the gesture, but like that is truly not what he wants.
So to the Resistance guy that apparently was enthralled.
Nah, this one wasn't. This one is good.
That's the other Resistance guy. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is Steve.
Okay.
The other was Bob.
Arnivold is of an age with Fordola, both of them born Alamigan. One never wanted his Garlean blood, and the other tried to become Garlean, but could never be. Similar, yet opposites, which would go some way to explain the tension between them.
You say that, but I feel like Arenvad was the most understanding of Fordola out of all the people.
I went to see Fordola in her cell again. She did turn the tide of the battle after all. I thought it only right to thank her. But she wouldn't listen. Said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude, and that I should go away. Don't know if I'll ever even understand her. This.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project.
See, no problems with it. Works out. Starts a new chapter for both characters that I want to see. I mean, as we mentioned, like in a vacuum it was fine, but like we explained that literally in this same quest line, Raban told us that he didn't want to stay, that he wanted to go back to Ul'dah. That's why we said that it feels like there were two teams in charge of different parts of the writing of the story and of the quests and of the cutscene, and there's been a lot of examples of just like the mishandling of that and just the miscommunication. It just hasn't melded together well. It's crazy. It's crazy.
She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Rauban. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
Guess that confirms what was yesterday, I guess. Yesterday night, even.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Huh.
'Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, Father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor. And you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Rauban.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Ala Mhigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
Saka. No, cool, but she missed the bag of potatoes. She missed it. She missed it over here. Oh no. No.
End me. I mean, how?
So what's up?
So remember what I said about the cinematic? And then Roban comes out, is like, well, I guess I'm unemployed.
Huh.
She did fire him.
Yeah.
But I will say, also again, he had no intention of leaving. I know that that's probably like half joking, but he literally said, well, I guess I'll be a censor because they don't want me anymore. And like, you know what? With the context that I was talking before, that felt genuine. He's like, well, I guess nobody wants me anymore because they just go somewhere. Like, that felt genuine. But what truly, I literally just like was taken aback, literally like in the emote, was when Pippin's like, yeah, they may just cut off your remaining arm. I'm like, whoa! Hold on, kid. This is the joke you go for?
Look, it's his son, it's fine.
Towards your father?
It's fine. It's just jokes.
This is the joke?
It's just jokes.
Ah, so funny. Next time
It's
they may
just...
go for your kidney. Like, it's not funny.
No,
like,
yeah, go on.
See, no. Remember, this isn't like, oh, Rauban, you know, he was like in battle and like he lost his arm in battle. No, this is like an old battle scar and everybody's like laughing about it. It's not a big deal, you know. He's just like this, you know, old warrior and like he just has stuff. He lost this in tragic consequences when he was kidnapped and betrayed by several people. I feel like this is a bit more traumatic to make jokes like that.
I think more importantly, it was related to Ala Mhigo itself, if you remember. Like,
yes, it was related to Ala Mhigo,
yeah.
And it's fairly fresh. Like, I feel like this is the kind of thing you don't make jokes about.
I think for me, like, this was a very awkward scene, and it doesn't feel it feels like there should have been a little bit more gravitas to what just happened. I mean, not even just gravitas, just like I feel like what happened is pretty important. The fact that Rauban has been let go and is now going to Ala Mhigo. The whole story
but they had no plan, though.
Well, the whole story leading up to this point has been Liz saying herself that she's not fit to lead, she's not fit to be the commander. She has a lot to learn from Rauban. I feel like it's just logical, and it just makes sense for Rauban to step up as the commander for the resistance, at least, and take a leadership position.
I mean,
and I feel like that should have been exemplified here in some way. I feel like
they can't do it. I feel like they can't do it because Liz said that they will rule as equals. So that there will be no like
no. That's apart from the the resistance is its own entity, from my understanding.
Okay.
This is not about ruling the Ala Mhigan people. This is about.
But remember the guy Conrad, as he was dying, he told Liz to lead them, so she can't give it up. They are in this corner.
No, they have to listen to him. It's fine. I mean, maybe she can eventually lead. That's fine. Right, like the Rauban thing is meant to be temporary, right? Where he's only there. Ideally, in my mind, he'll only be here temporarily until Liz is suitable to lead, and then he can step away, and then he can leave Ala Mhigo like in good hands, right? Like that was the point, right?
No.
Right. right?
No, he's just staying here forever. He is retired.
Ah, okay.
He's gonna become a sellsword. And actually, Liz is gonna be commanding him, and he's just gonna be doing tasks for Liz because that's all he's good for now.
Yeah. So like they fumbled all this hard. I hopefully they give Raban the respect that he deserves here, and they do him justice in the story. Jokes aside, like it would be a shame. So far they're handling it poorly, but it just happened. So like hopefully they do something worthwhile. Hopefully.
Just need someone to do fetch quest too. Yeah.
Sure.
No, but I think what is gonna happen is that like Rauban is gonna become like Liz's right hand, basically. Like he's not gonna be the leader himself. He's gonna be like a consultant, an advisor, and basically that means they're gonna retire him because that's what it means.
I would. Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame because. Yeah,
basically he will fulfill a similar purpose to what he had in Ul'dah, where like Liz is gonna be the leader and he's gonna be like there to like make sure things don't go out of hand.
It's a shame because like they just kept emphasizing the fact that he would be a better leader here. So why do that if they're not gonna take that step forward, and why do that if they're not gonna have Liz learn from him, right? Like it's one or the other. They're not doing either, right?
Oh, they can even do what you said, where they be like, okay, so even like Nanamo can say that she wants him to stay here until Alamigo is like, you know, capable of like standing on their own, and then he can return to her.
Yeah, I mean, in my brain, that's the obvious thing to do. That's just.
But they didn't say that. They want him to just stay here.
Right, no bad. Seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision. Overruled though it was. What? What?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Alban.
Did we? Hold on. Did we show support? I don't think we did. We stayed quiet.
We did not show support.
Yeah.
I mean, we showed understanding, I guess. We didn't show support.
This is even referencing the conversation that we had. That's what this is.
Yes,
this is a reference to that conversation.
This is literally referencing that this is not what he wanted, but people made him do it. It's literally saying that.
That's crazy.
That people made him do it. This is sad. I've asked enough of you, Mirika. My only words for you now are those of gratitude.
I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured they will find Tyson's edge just as sharp as my hands.
So nice, the blade.
Yeah, it is in my hands. Okay. I was like, are his hands sharp? What? How fair. This must be of a joy to know that General Alden is staying, though I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. Ironveld. Rauban is the veteran of 100 battlefields. Liz couldn't ask for a more reliable ally to have at our side.
Also, a small note, a quick shout out to Alfino's voice actor, because as fun as that, this is a funny thing, this is just a funny thing, but this was the most youthful that Alfino has sounded in any cinematic, which I found pretty funny. He actually sounded like a teenager for once, which was kind of cute. So I will give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
I think it's about time I headed back to Ralk's Reach. What's next for all of you?
Alice will be eager to hear. Oh, remember Alice? True. It was meant to be at the forefront of this expansion. Alice will be eager to hear recent events. I shall join you if you've no objections.
I'd welcome the company. Mirika, why don't you come along to Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Hold on. Did she just go, hey, so what are you all guys up to? And then one person responds, okay, let's go. And she doesn't ask anyone else.
It's fine.
Good one, Liz.
Good ammo.
They have the same one.
Okay. It's going back to Alex Reach. You have to teleport yourself when on the party.
Oh, God damn it. Where's Rag's Reach? Shaking my head. We are swimming in lava. Can we reach the core of the planet?
Like, we've almost made it to the end of 4.1. I think this is the completion of 4.1.
Yeah, it said it's. I think. I'm not in party. We're not in party. We are not in party.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to Mother Request Line being better. I have big hopes.
Look, we're not getting there until the end of the expansion, okay?
Oh no.
Need something to look forward to.
I guess.
That'll be our reward, is Mandeville.
Well, here we are again. Oh, what is Alice's voice? I haven't heard her in so long. What does she speak like? Alfino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything.
Yeah, the writers just didn't know what to do with you, so they just threw you in the hospital. It's just... Not even for that, but for most of the MSQ as well. Like,
Yeah, remember how this was Alice's expansion?
Yeah. They just don't know how to write Alice. They just don't.
Remember how she had like a battle with Fordola, and she was actually like a fighter there?
Yeah.
And she like had a really cool fighting scene, and then they just decided to remove her from the story.
Yeah, they just got rid of her.
Remember that? Yeah. I remember. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred in Stola when we heard the reports of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we need to keep a closer eye on the Kaliana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. Huh. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out of vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings.
Indeed. Violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned it to its cost in recent times.
In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Brood Mother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We just have to watch and wait.
I guess we just killed the mother. I guess that was just her and she just died.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, that was the mother?
Yeah.
Because I thought this was like just, you know, like a messenger.
Nah, she's just dead.
Like they literally said that this was like a representative. If it was the mother, they would say that was the mother.
That's the mother. She's just gone. She's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think they knew this was the mother?
The writers?
Yeah. Do you think they just wrote this right now?
I'll call them. I'll let them know.
Yeah.
I'll let
But
her
they
know.
have to change the dialogue.
Yeah. Well, no, they just killed off an important character to the story.
Yeah, they kind of just forgot.
Yeah. They put me on hold.
Are you on the line?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go on.
Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vira and M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kaliana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the resistance newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What? The Pool of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Real's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Rauban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him.
Indeed. He is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends.
I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms.
God damn.
Liz liked that.
Liz likes that.
This should be like glitter thing. Liz likes that.
Yeah. That's good.
Liz will remember that.
Meanwhile, across the narrow sea. I do give thanks to the Kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas.
Hold on, I'm behind. I don't see anything yet. Hold on. I'm loading. Still loading.
Okay.
Still loading. Still
So
loading.
painting the picture. Meanwhile, across the narrow sea, we're in Kugane. We're in Kugane, this Gosetsu. With
okay. Now we can go.
Yeah, with what's her name? With Azula. That's it. But
okay, the raft survived. Okay.
But their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants.
Is Azula gonna become a maid? These dango are delicious. Will you have one?
More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have.
Did he just eat them both? I mean, fair enough, I guess. If he won't have it.
Tis like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. But I'm alive, and I must return to my master's side.
Wouldn't like everybody know what he looks like? Isn't he like well known now?
Well, remember, he's even well known among. Remember he was captured by the samurai of Kugane, and he was there, and they had like a good rapport, like literally with
exactly.
The people in the city.
They're like friends.
Yeah.
They're like friends, so they could literally just hire him. If worst case, they just hire him.
Whoever's writing this cutscene for 4.1 did not know that happened in 4.0. They just,
Yeah,
but
like,
unironically, I don't think they know that he literally was captured in this city and was held by the samurai, and they became good friends. And they were sparring with each other.
By the police.
Yeah, by the police. Yeah.
But also, but regardless, like, if he was hiding, then fair enough, he was hiding. But he literally just sits there in the middle of the city with his face uncovered, and every policeman in the city knows him.
Yeah.
And apparently he's poor and cannot get any help from anyone.
No, the writers, they didn't know. They didn't know. They just didn't know.
They didn't know.
No, how could they? How could they? There's someone else in the company that wrote it. Yeah,
the dividers.
Yeah, there's people they can't read. You can't have different writers in the company talk to each other about the story. It just can't. It can't happen. It just can't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, not here. Not for Stormblood.
Kugana is so big that it's very easy to hide here.
It's very It's fine.
And like there's no like patrols or anything to catch you or like multiple embassies where like people from different countries would come and go, so they would like spot someone who's like involved in like major events. Like there's nothing in Kugana like that. So
there's nothing. No. Come, Sue. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea.
We are so salty at this point. Honestly, it would probably be better for them to stay in Kugane. Just stay.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Okay. So excited for not Xenos. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
Have you heard the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, that he has already returned. No, what? Are they writing it so that he didn't die? Are they retconning?
That would be funny.
No, shot.
That would be genuinely funny.
Are they?
Like, at this point, it would be
are they
funny.
actually writing that he ran away? Is that what they're doing here?
He killed himself, if you remember.
Yeah.
He put a sword to his own head.
Yeah.
That wasn't us killing him.
No, shot. They're retconning the patch after. Literally the next patch. Did they? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. But did they unironically like say to themselves after the MSQ? They're like, oh fuck! Like who do we have lead the Empire?
I would actually genuinely find it interesting if this was literally Imperial propaganda, where he's like, oh no, he's fine. Don't worry. We just never see him outside, but he's fine. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting storyline. But if they're genuinely bringing him back,
if they're genuinely recording it that he survived, and that just tells me that they had no plan as to who the Imperial like adversary or the main threat would be in the remainder of the post patch. Like that's actually insane. If they make this decision, like maybe as you said, maybe this is just propaganda, and they believe that he's back and he's not.
Yeah, that would be actually genuinely interesting.
That would be interesting.
It would be like
so maybe I'm getting maybe he's really dead, and maybe this is probably okay. True. Okay.
But I don't have high hopes.
God.
I will say I do not have high hopes.
I can't.
The core of the planet is right there.
It would actually be insane if they decide to retcon it because they can't come up with a new Imperial leader. Like that would be insane. That'd be crazy.
Right, 1 second. Is there any villain in this expansion that died, if that's true?
The Oath. But you know him, the guy that they experimented on, he died.
Yeah, this guy, the name this guy.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
But maybe he's alive.
True.
We don't know.
No, yeah. When it comes, you're not wrong there. When it comes to main villains, I think that might.
I just want to remind you that Fordola is alive because we have her in prison because Liz decided against killing her, which is fair.
Azula.
Tsuyu, so Azula, was supposed to die, but Gosetsu somehow saved her.
Yeah, even though she remember how she shot him, then they had that like close up of her face when she shot him in the back when he was trying to save them. Remember that? Remember all that?
Yeah.
And how like how it takes away from the scene when apparently they both survived that.
Yeah, remember how we had like a whole like scene where like she's like like we had like this whole scene where it's very dramatic and we leave them there and like he kind of like tells her that she brought it on herself and she cries and then they die. And remember how that didn't matter and apparently now she's a sweet child.
Yeah, it's actually
like, is that what they're playing? Did she like hit her head and she like forgot everything and she's just
she's had a near-death experience and now she's nice.
That makes no sense for her to suddenly. I would like to remember.
It's just the worst writing. It's actually the worst writing.
This is the person who was killing people for fun.
Yeah, she was.
And
killing them for
her
fun.
favorite pastime was watching kids kill their parents.
Yep, that actually happened. She made someone try to and actually shoot their own father and mother.
Members.
Yeah. That happened.
Yeah, see, and she enjoyed that. That was her like hobby.
The problem is, Kuro. The problem is that the person that decided to write it that she's all bubbly and nice now is not the same person that wrote that she actually made someone kill their parents. She made someone kill their parents in front of a crowd of people. That happened. She made someone kill their own mother and father in front of them, and she was laughing. She liked it. It was fun. It was just for fun.
She liked it. She enjoyed it.
But the person that wrote that now she's all nice and bubbly, they don't know that. That person doesn't know that happened. They don't know what they're writing for.
See, again. I would be almost willing to accept that if this is like genuine, like, oh, she like injured her brain and she's literally
she has brain damage. She's
literally has brain damage. That I would accept that. But if this is like, oh, she had a near-death experience, so she's good.
You know what happened?
Nah.
You know what happened? The building fell on her head. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When she shot Gosetsu, the building fell on her head. And now she has brain damage.
And now she basically that turned her into a child because that would be a more interesting story because then Gosetsu couldn't bring himself to leave her because he knows that she won't be like able to like fend for herself because she's just a child.
Yeah, unironically, that would be better writing. Unironically, if to be fair, they could still do that. They could still write it that she has brain damage because the building fell on her head, and that, as you said, Gosetsu cannot, and you cannot judge her because she's not responsible for she's not the same person anymore. She's not responsible for her actions anymore because she has devolved into like a childlike being. And it wouldn't be fair onto
but also like you keep her as like this is like just her state now, like not that like oh she will like improve and go back. No, like she's basically like what is the word? Disabled. That's the word. Like basically she's disabled. Like
ironically, that would be a better story.
Hurt someone who's like disabled.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah. That would be a better story. I don't think that's what they're gonna do, but that unironically that would be better. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would actually make an interesting story because that would be like this like conflict of like she is a bad person, but like like she's already like suffered and also like she's not fully there, so like it would be wrong to like punish her now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that the writing is so poor here that they want you to forget. It's just like what happened with Raban. They want you to forget what happened previously in the same quest line. Here, I think they just want you to forget what happened in the same expansion. That she was killing people for fun, that she was torturing them, that she was having people kill their own parents for fun. And they just want you to forget. They just hope that you forgot. They hope that, hey, look, that happened a while ago. The viewer here, like, they don't know. They don't know. It's fine. Yeah.
It's been months. It's been months since the patch.
True. They forgot. True. Jesus. Anyway, the Zeniths better be dead.
That was a big scene because I see each other like kind of getting lost about what we're talking about. The problem is that it feels like no events have actual consequence because they are being retconned immediately.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. That like we have these big scenes, like the scene where Xenos dies in front of our eyes, and like not even by our hand, but like literally kills himself. But apparently that's fine. It's fine. Like there are no like consequences to all the like big emotional events that
Yeah.
are happening.
Yeah, sorry if we didn't make that clear. Yeah, as Chris said, the reason why we brought it up, if they decided to retcon it here that Xenos didn't die, we're referencing the fact that they retcon the fact that Azula and Gosetsu didn't die, that Fordola isn't dead, for example, and and the rationale and the reason
Fordola wasn't retconned,
Yeah,
but
true,
like
true.
Fordola was also changed after.
Yeah.
But like just the fact that like there are no serious consequences because everything is it's kind of like the Dragon Ball problem if we're talking about references, how people at some point were like, well, I guess death doesn't matter because you can just wish people back, so death is not a problem.
I wouldn't say that there are no consequences. I would say that for this scene specifically, this feels more like they didn't know, that they kind of wrote themselves into a place where they didn't know where to follow it up with. Like there was no plan. If we're getting ahead of ourselves, maybe he's dead, but if he isn't dead, it feels like they didn't know what to do with the Empire after killing Xenos. So then they made the decision internally that we should revive him. We should bring him back to keep using him because we kind of messed up and we didn't want to kill him off, and we don't really know where to take the story if we did kill him off.
Do you think the person writing this was like looking at the previous scripts and was like, oh yeah, Xenos and Fordola had a thing, and Fordola's alive. What if?
I mean that would be more interesting if they brought it back to that, but
No.
it would be done in a really unnatural way. Is the problem?
I still wouldn't want it after that. I still wouldn't want it.
Oh, wow. I do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head. Regardless. So our problem too. Tempest Keep was merely a setback. I mean, that's a
The difference, I don't know.
The WoW problem is different because in WoW, they establish all these characters that you're very fond of and that you know from previous games, from Warcraft 3, and they don't know how to create new characters and how to incorporate them and make them as compelling. So they keep reusing old characters. So the reference there is that they brought back Kael'thas, they brought back Illidan, right? They brought back these characters that you know and love because they can't make
because
as
they're
compelling.
recognizable.
Yeah, and they can't make compelling new characters anywhere near as well. So they kind of like recycle the old ones and they bring them back because people like those old characters. So they just keep reusing them instead of like kind of, you know, making something different.
Is it kind of like every Star Wars thing needs to have a Vader in it because that's what people recognize?
Yeah. It's kind of like that. But I would say this is different. This they didn't have a plan. if Xenos is still alive. So hold on.
I mean, Xenos was created here, no? He was created in Stormblood. Or was he earlier?
No,
I think he was
he was
slightly
created in
earlier.
Stormblood. No, he was created in Stormblood. I think they alluded to him in Heaven's Word. I think they
did.
mentioned
No,
his
because
name.
they said that like, no, they said that after Gaius's death, I think the Emperor died as well, and then like Xenos was like higher in power, but I think like still someone else was leading the Empire. So, I know. I think that was the thing that like the Emperor died or something happened, and like people were fighting for power.
Yeah. Like they name dropped him.
They didn't get a follow up.
They name dropped him. Like they didn't show him, but they name dropped him.
Yeah.
Like previously.
But they said that like he's one of the competitors for
Yeah.
the throne, essentially.
Yeah. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Adosian misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims.
Wait a second, what happened to his remains? Because it was in the palace, so we would be the ones to clean it up, no?
We'll see. Like there's like again, like we're getting ahead of ourselves here because maybe he is dead, and they could even you know what would be interesting here? Like you said, propaganda. It's possible that, because remember, Xenos, he typically has like armor on and like a mask on and stuff like that. Like he doesn't always. I think Xenos is a little bit different. I think they did portray him quite often without his mask. But like you could totally like just put someone in a suit and say it's Xenos, just to like quell like the idea that the Empire is like crumbling, right? Like just to like produce that image. Like that's interesting, right? Like so like we're getting ahead of ourselves. Maybe he is dead, and if he is dead, like that's good. And then it's interesting like what they're trying to do to make it seem like he isn't, just to like keep power and maintain
that's
control.
what I'm saying. That would be an interesting storyline if it was like Empire trying to keep things together by saying that no he didn't die.
Yeah. But if not, then it's if they don't, and if they actually bring him back, then to me that just screams that there was no plan, and there was no planning for the future patches and what they wanted to do with the story and with the characters and with the Empire specifically.
But yeah, now I'm thinking, what did happen to Xenos after he died?
He just died. Well, I mean, they never show like it's that's like saying like what happened to Gaius Belsar when he died. I mean, they just left his body there. Like they didn't. Like it's not really.
Yeah, but no. But what I mean is that like that happened in like the military base of the Empire, but this happened in the very palace that we have a lot of scenes in. So that means that our forces would have to clean it up.
Yeah, they would.
So like it's like a different, because you know if it was like in the base,
we should have the body, yes, canonically, and maybe we do. Maybe we do.
Unless what I'm saying is unless somehow him being involved with the primal has altered his body. That's the one thing I'm wondering about. Like what if he just like dispersed in the ether together with the primal?
No, he was not a primal himself though. Like nah, that's.
Okay.
If he became a primal, sure, but that's not really what happened.
Yeah, because he returned to his normal form after the primal was down.
Yeah. I stand. That remains to be seen. Ah, true. I stand.
Good one, Eiston. Good one. It took me a while, but yeah, I got it.
I do wonder what the problems with writing are coming from though. I don't see them. I mean, they seem very apparent to like so far. Like this has been like the worst writing actually ever. Like it's crazy.
I mean, to be fair, I do understand what Soko is saying, that like it's been years since he played it, so you know it does like kind of get blurry.
No, yeah, for sure. It's one of those things where after a time, especially when you experience a greater story and more expansions, then flaws in previous expansions are probably lessened, and you think less of them because you know how much better things get as well. I think that's why.
And you remember the things that you liked, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because even it happens, as I said, even it happens with like I was watching some of the old VODs, and like I know that I forgot some of the complaints we had there, but I remember that I enjoyed Heavensward.
Yeah. I still remember the complaints, but like it's one of those things where after the fact, especially if you enjoy something, then you typically do want to like be a little bit more forgiving. Even like I think that happens a lot with Stormblood. There are a lot of people I think that admit that it's like Stormblood is like a low point, but they always like lowball it. They always say like, oh, like it's not not as good as like later, or it's like it's not amazing, or I think even Kata said like, oh, it's like so or something. Well, it's like no, this is actually just
MSQ
bad.
is not the best.
Yeah. You say like the MSQ is like no, this is just bad writing. This is actually just like high schoolers wrote this. Like it's actually like it's pathetic. But obviously it gets better. But it reeks of like disorganization and just like poor planning and miscommunication.
Yeah, like it feels like it was not planned very well. Like it was not managed as one cohesive story.
For sure. And obviously it gets better. I'm confident in that, to be honest. I'm waiting to see where the turn happens because like there was some good moments in this patch. Like we even mentioned it. Like you know what, things looking good. Like remember when Raban gave that speech to the crowd, to the rioting crowd? Like that was good. That was good.
It was just straight up a good scene.
Yeah. I think that was the moment that we started going
That was the
downhill
moment that gave us hope.
Yes,
That was the moment that gave us hope.
It was. That was nice. That was a good scene. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit concerned moving forward here into the story. We're gonna end the stream soon. I think this is the beginning of 4.2. Is what this is about to bring us into. My concern here is that we're about to. It feels like we're about to head over to Kagane. It's like we're wrapped up.
Yeah,
with
and like
Alamigo.
find Bosetsu and stuff.
And there was so much that just happened in the cutscene. We didn't even get to talk about it. I'm concerned with what Liz just said. She just said that we now have a new commander of our forces. Raban, he's gonna be so useful to us, like when it comes to leading our forces and stuff. Once again, she's not talking, and even I think Alfino's like, yeah, he's gonna be like a valuable asset to like your armies and as a weapon.
Why is he not here?
But I'm concerned that now we're moving on and we're glossing over the whole plan that was meant to be that he was meant to be an advisor and he was meant to help lead the people. He's like a general, and yes, he like leads armies, and yes, he's a fighter, but where he excelled most in this quest line so far and in this patch was him like empathizing and like
people themselves.
Yeah, meeting the people where they are and like being able to connect to the people themselves of Alamigo and being able to speak to them as a people. Like that's what's been important. That's what's been most impressive, and that's what's hit home so far in this story. And they're completely ignoring that. And they're just ignoring the fact that supposedly he was supposed to like help Liz like adjust how she's approaching how she communes with the people and how she's like trying to be a leader and stuff like that. But it feels like they're glossing over all of that and they're just skipping it and they're just done with that. And it feels like we're just moving on. That's my concern with how this story is wrapping up here in Alamigo, is that we're done with that now. We've wrapped it up and we're moving on. When I feel like there's a lot that we're leaving behind here. I feel like a lot is left unfinished, and once again, Liz has yet to have that character growth moment. It was meant to be this patch, I feel, with Raban, and we're done with it, and I think we're just moving on.
As I said, I feel sad that Raban was not part of the discussion at all. Because that kind of implies that he's gonna be like pushed into the shadow. Yeah,
it feels like he's being pushed into a military role when he should be pushed into a leadership role.
I thought he's gonna be like an advisor, and like you know, he's gonna be right there next to Liz and like be helping her.
Yeah. Especially draining to listen to the negative impact it's having. It's okay. We take breaks.
Yeah, we take breaks.
It's okay. We take breaks. We're getting past it. It's okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yes.
We like ranting about our series.
Yes, we know that it'll get better. It's okay.
Hey, at least Alfie is there, I guess. I like Alfie. Well, I'm gonna be his bodyguard because all these people are gonna stab him.
Yeah, remember? Oh god! Speaking of not knowing what to do with the story, like and inconsistent writing, Jesus! Remember, Stidian showed up for like a scene. Remember that? that was. I think you made a reference to like Star Wars and Darth Vader, and I think you said that is what Stidian was. That was that moment. It's like right now. Like the story's in shambles. Remember Stidian? Look at this, and then like show a cool scene with him, and then get rid of him.
That was genuinely the scene where like it was not related to anything at all.
Yeah.
He shows up, nobody sees him, and he's gone.
It was remember a better character in better times. Like, isn't this cool? That was that's what that was. And we called it at the time as well. But like that's like clearly with how the story's progressed and how he's been uninvolved for the entirety of the story. That's all that was clearly was after the fact. They just inserted him randomly here just to like feature him just because they knew that people would like it. Like,
I mean, it was a good scene.
Yeah, it was.
It was out of place, but it was a good scene.
But that's what that was. That was like that Darth Vader moment. Like, yeah.
So yeah, it's okay.
Nah, it's okay.
We'll be fine.
We'll make it through the story.
But I will say that like what bothers me the most is like going against the nature of my character. Like the rest of the story, like as you know, as frustrating as me, it doesn't affect me as much because you know it's just this world just works this way kind of thing. But events that directly like conflict with what my character should think, those actually do make the experience a little worse.
I should also mention that I think another reason why at least I'm being a little bit harsher with this is that I know the Stalker said like I'm confident like the raid content and like there's other areas of this game which excel. Is that Final Fantasy XIV, at least the way that I'm treating it, is primarily a story-based game and an RPG.
Yeah.
So like
and like this is Elite MSQ is like the main core of the game.
Yeah. So I'm like I don't really think too much or too highly on like raid content, 5-man content, PvP content. All that stuff is
like,
nice.
It's obviously fun.
But like all that stuff is nice. But like for me, the most important thing is the story. So like when the writing is bad, then like that's like my impression of it. The rating and the other contents isn't valued as highly in my mind, just because of what Final Fantasy XIV is.
Yeah, that like this is like their main thing. This is like their main product, what you want to call it.
Yeah.
This should be like their main focus.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. Sure. I should mention that as well. Like that's I'm being harsh on the story, but that's also because that is meant to be what their main focus is, right? And that's what's to be excelling in Final Fantasy is the story itself. It's the story that they're telling, the writing, the dialogue, the characters. That's kind of like what we're looking at.
That's kind of what people say that like Final Fantasy XIV is like RPG first and like MMO second.
Yeah, and it is. But that's also why like we're maybe being a little bit more critical of certain things when it comes to the story, when it comes to the writing, because that's what Final Fantasy XIV is meant to be best at, right? Out of all the other MMOs.
Like when this is your main focus, then you should put like you know all the resources on making that good.
Yeah. This is meant to be what is excelling for Final Fantasy XIV.
This again, not to say that we don't enjoy that side content, because we do.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of it is pretty good. But like, that's in the name. It's the side content. That's like you know you get to the MSQ first, and then as a bonus you have the other stuff. Yeah. We will continue to play.
Yeah. We'll continue to play.
Again, we complain, we criticize a lot of things that happen, but you know that doesn't mean that like we hate playing it or anything. It's just like the story makes little sense. Like the game is still fun, but the story makes little sense sometimes.
Anyway, for today, we are going to be wrapping up. I believe that is the conclusion of 4.1. I believe the conclusion, and I believe the next quest is going to be the beginning of 4.2. My assumption is that we're going to be following this into Kugane. I do appreciate that they're at least leaving a little bit open whether or not Xenos is alive. I hope he is not alive. I hope he is dead. Bringing him back is concerning when it comes to the story, when it comes to the writing, when it comes to the direction or lack of direction, when it comes to like the team that's working on this. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this, especially because like the problem is that if they choose to keep him alive, then they miss the opportunity of what we mentioned before with $4, right? We wanted more Xenos $4 interaction, and they're gonna be taking that away from us. Or it would be weird if they try to bring that back and she goes back to them. I think it's too late for that. I don't know if she can go back to the Empire.
No, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna make her fight him because she's no longer siding with them.
Yeah, maybe, but that has less impact now. Like
I agree.
Yeah.
And again, like it would. I said that back when we first spoke with Fordola and had like the flashbacks and stuff. That like that would be a good moment to tell her that Xenos is dead, because I don't think she knows. Like maybe now she does, but like she was already in jail when it happened.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that could be a story there as well.
I think along the lines of, and again, we're making assumptions that whether they decide to make him alive. In my mind, that little cutscene that we saw of the Empire was probably made at the very end of the production cycle and added at the very end. And the idea of Xenos' remains missing and they can't find the remains and something's wrong would probably be added on like next patch, right? Like as in the reason why the reason why it was never addressed here, and there was never like a line that said like, oh, like we never found his body, or like his body was missing or something. The reason why it wasn't there is because they didn't know that they were going to do that.
They show us the graveyard, and it's like the hand sticking out from the grave. He just climbs out.
No, dusts himself off and then just walks off.
Yeah.
Okay. But we'll see, because we don't know that yet. Maybe it is like propaganda, and they're trying to save face, and they just have someone dress up as Xenos.
Which again would be an interesting story.
It would be. It would be. That would be cool. But with that, we are gonna be wrapping up. Here for the day. Our next Final Fantasy stream should be next week, but I do want to try to maybe do this more frequently. Unironically, Gopa, like if we can. It depends. Tomorrow we're going to be live with RSL, and I don't know how long the RSL cast is going to be, but if the RSL cast do end up finishing up a little bit earlier, then I would want to do like a Final Fantasy stream, even if it's just like class quest, even if it's just like doing Ninja Quest tomorrow or something.
I mean, the RSL is pretty early, so it's possible.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know how long it's going to last, but even if it lasts like 6 hours, like it should end like in time for us to stream.
I will say that December is a very bad month for intensive streaming because there's always a lot to do. But sure.
Yeah, like if we're free, like
I'd try.
Yeah, I'd want to. I just want to get through this. I just want to power through Stormblood and get into, and you know what? Get into 2026 with some Endwalker. No, what's next? Sorry, Shadowbringer. That's it. With Shadowbringers. Yeah.
Shadowbringers.
2026 Shadowbringers. That's the goal.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah. January.
And Shadowbringers is supposed to be pretty good, so hey.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Also, we still have Manderville to do.
We do. That's at the end. That's at the end of the road. That's
like the dessert.
Yes, that's what's going to keep us going. We'll get there.
Okay, so we have to eat our potatoes first.
Yes, we have to eat our potatoes.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, you have to eat our gashel greens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the greens.
Which is meant to actually taste horrible for people and only tastes good for Triggers.
Yes, I was gonna
that's
say,
all we have to eat. Yeah, we have to eat our gashel greens before we get to the potatoes. Before we get to the ice cream at the end.
Okay, so Manderville is gonna be the dessert.
Yes, exactly. And one day we'll enter the lighthouse.
True, one day.
One day.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe... no. Maybe... Like, I wonder if we could do it tomorrow, maybe. If we do.
Yeah, again, it depends when RSL ends. Like, it depends when it ends. How much energy we have.
I mean more if like maybe more people would be available on the weekend, so it would be more likely to actually get the QE.
Yeah. I would hope so.
I'll be honest, I don't remember what was happening in that story.
Have a spaghetti day today in celebration of Xenos' hair, as it looks like spaghetti. It does. It does look like spaghetti.
True.
It's very wavy.
But spaghetti and a wrap?
Good. Take care, Sokka. Take care.
And don't worry about us too much. We'll be fine.
We
are experienced.
Shame.
Shame.
Yes. We're wrapping up.
We just closing up. We went through a lot today.
We did. But yeah, with that, so we're going to be wrapping up for today. Again, we're going to be casting RSL tomorrow. We're going to be co-streaming the events. That'll be tomorrow and on Sunday as well. So 2 days in a row of RSL content. Sparkling Tunic Up is going to be moved to Tuesdays to not clash with RSL. And as we mentioned, we might stream some more Final Fantasy tomorrow and the day after RSL if there is some time and if we're available, then we'll do our best. We might not do intensive MSQ streams. It might just be class quests while queuing up for the Lighthouse. That might be the plan. Maybe the plan. Yeah. Otherwise, anything you want to add, Coppa?
Make sure to join us on Discord if you want to see what we're up to offline, outside of stream. And there's still like almost like there's less than a week now. There's a few days left for the tomes and for the PvP. So if you haven't done that, then get on it.
True. When does it end? The 16th?
Yeah, 16th.
16th. Yeah, that's the end of the PvP season.
That's when the patch drops.
Yeah.
And with the patch, drop a few new features, which I am kind of looking forward to.
And the glamour features, and I think, is it this patch they're doing something about the, I think, are they increasing the amount of items you can have in houses? Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Increasing the house limits, and they're adding the hot bar thingy.
Are they increasing storage limits?
I don't know if storage increases as well. I know the placed items do.
How much does it increase by, the placed items?
I don't remember.
Okay. So you're saying you want more furniture?
Oh god.
Ah.
I mean, I do have some like decorative things to do at our FC house because I ran out of space, so like some of the shelves are empty, but now I may be able to fill them up with stuff finally. So we'll see.
What happened to Bunny Cam, by the way? It's just I'll you know what? I'll set it up next time. I'll set it up next time. Bunny Cam. Yes, yes.
The bunnies have been banning, don't worry.
They have been bunnying. Yes. Been bunnying. Speaking of, we're gonna spend some time with the bunnies right after this. Spend some time with them.
And they love Apple.
Make sure
Apple
they
is
have
their favorite thing in the world.
It's true, they do love their Apple.
They would do everything for Apple.
True, true.
Both of them.
You know what? I'll make sure we have Bunny Cam tomorrow. If we stream Final Fantasy tomorrow, I'll have Bunny Cam on. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you want to tune into, if you are interested in our playthroughs and our experience.
Is the item limit not dispatch? Hold on. Is the item limit not dispatch? I thought this was also part of dispatch.
It might be next. It might
maybe
be.
Maybe it's the later one.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
the
maybe
later
it's
one.
the next one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's later.
But if you want to,
I want to increase the.
If you want to see us play through A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward and earlier Stormblood, then you can do so on our YouTube channels. On our YouTube channels, I think Kuro has most, if not all, of our stuff on YouTube. I think I only have recent content on YouTube.
I have everything on YouTube that I could, except I am behind on publishing pods. So like, you know, the ones I streamed on YouTube are there, but I'm still publishing stuff. I am like a
Okay, let's check out our YouTube channels for the older Final Fantasy streams. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, and also for those who missed it, we did read another story at the beginning of the stream.
We did. And honestly, that was the best part narratively of the stream. It was really good. It was a really good short story. It's really good. You know what? I said it then, I'll say it again. They need to hire that guy.
Yeah, it was a story about Sultana.
It was.
So if you guys want to catch up with that, that's at the very beginning of the stream.
It's a very cinematic story about Sultana and the occurrence of the calamity in Ul'dah. So I do recommend it. It's a very nice story. It's good.
Yeah, we finally know who is the Sultana 7.
Yeah.
Because it was referenced, but we never were like clearly told what happened.
So it was really nice. But with that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.